That's right. It's time for the Dog and Chicken Show.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 31. I kind of have a voice now. The sexiness is already gone.
Oh, it could never be gone.
Oh, make me feel better. No,
Absolutely.
As we're getting ready for the opener, I just crack open a beer. Apparently, my hotel room fridge is like at 25 fucking degrees because it's almost all frozen in its can. It's weak, man. That's weak. I gotta like eat my beer. The fuck?
Well, it is Michelob Ultra, so I don't know what you expected.
You're just jumping right into this?
That in there quick because I find that shit funny.
So yeah, that was a little nonsensical, but I like it. It was good.
Yeah.
Actually, it didn't play bad on my end, so it might actually go through. Yeah. Well, it went great.
Well,
it wasn't as good as my
to
Apple computer, but.
Well, of course not. I mean, all praise be to thee. No, we had a little trouble getting started. All the audio was messed up, but apparently it was just my headset. I don't know. I'd switched to stereo and on my headset. Now I can actually hear like the audio on the videos if I share stuff. Because for the longest time, every time I'd share something, I couldn't hear the video. I'd have to turn my headset off and listen to the computer. I was wondering,
you'd always do this like weird, like posted it up here and then like you're fucking with your headphones. I never understood why.
Yeah, no, apparently my audio settings were junk this whole time, but you sounded like dog shit. And then I turned my headset off and it sounded great on the computer speaker, and now you sound fine. I don't know.
Yeah.
Technology at its finest, folks.
Yeah.
So you're drinking Michelob Ultra. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I gotta get up early and work tomorrow. I'm not gonna hit it too hard. I picked up a bottle of scotch.
Samesies.
And I thought about goddamn, what the hell's the name of it? It's nothing special. I thought about having some scotch with you tonight, but no, I was like, if I like it too much, yeah.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That is the problem. That's what I'm drinking tonight, some scotch. It's Oban Little Bay. Got it from Phil. He poured me a little sampler bottle of it. Really good stuff. I'm a fan.
Nice.
Plus I've incorporated my whiskey collection behind me because it didn't do much good upstairs. Now I can actually just pour a drink when I need one. It's very handy.
Keep it.
All the shopping Phil and I did, we figured might as well put it on display and be proud of it.
Yeah. So I see some Bushmills back there, a few different Jamesons. See Maker's Mark. See some
5 different Jamesons, actually.
See a Crown Royal Rye. Is that a Kahlua hiding behind there?
No, this is all whiskeys. All whiskey and scotch.
Is that tall behind red bottle?
Oh, that's the best Bushmills.
Oh,
Red Bush.
Yes. Red Bush.
Hands down the best Bushmills. Have you had the Crown Rye?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it was better than I expected, honestly.
I honestly, I like rye whiskeys.
Yeah, they're not bad. I mean, it's different. I like it, change of pace once in a while, but I am partial to the Irish stuff.
To the Irish.
The Irish.
So I guess first thing we're going to kick off before we get Phil on here. We've been kind of spamming everybody on Facebook about doing a celebrity death pool. So
yes.
So let's make sure everybody understands the rules, how they need to turn this into us to be included in the death pool, and then deadlines and dates and all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
So list of 10. And then numbered 1 through 10, and the number that you order them in is the points you get. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's confidence pick as far as like if you ever pick game predictions like college or NFL, who are you most confident is going to win each game? You rank that one 10. Who are you least confident about? You rank that number 1. So on and so forth. This is the same concept. Like, who are you absolutely sure is going to kick the bucket in 2020? That's the one you want to list at number 10 to get your 10 points. And then obviously, whoever you're least confident about, you throw a couple dark horses in down there at like 1 and 2. You're not expecting it, but you might get a point there. But it's however you want to fill it out. But it's a confidence type style scoring, and probably do like 2 alternates worth half a point each.
Okay.
That'd be obviously after your 10. You pick your 10, your confidence picks, and then 2 alternates. That'll be worth half a point each.
Just in case there's a tie or something weird.
Yep.
Good.
We'll have to figure out if we can. We'll try to find some sort of prize, for the absolute winner. There has to be something on the line to get people incentive to play.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know. We're big fans of belts.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I'd invest in a Deadpool championship belt as long as whoever's participating agrees each year it returns and gets sent to a new winner every year. So
God, that'd be a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
Some asshole's gonna be like, nope, not playing again. Bye.
Oh, fuckers.
Phil.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out something. Yeah, Phil.
Yeah, we'll get some incentive on the line for sure, because that makes it more fun. Got a whole year's worth of playing to do. Yeah, basically the deadline's going to have to be the 31st, and we will begin play on January 1.
Yes,
so those are the rules.
Somebody
it's
kicks
very
the
simple.
bucket at a New Year's party. Yeah, you'll miss the boat. So we got to get it in on the 31st, and yeah.
So yeah, we're going to continue to whore this out until we've got some players, and this will be fun.
So a couple of key
morbid
things.
As hell, and you find out who's horrible, but we're all horrible people, and
we are. We're all terrible people. A couple of key things on there. So get your list of 10 with 2 alternates. Get it done by December 31st. Send it to Tony or myself. You can do it on Facebook Messenger, or look us up on Big Bucket Entertainment. You can message that. Me and Tony both have access to that one. But for personal sake, make a nickname or something like that. Unless you really don't care, you can put your real name. I don't really give a shit, to be honest, but sometimes it's more fun.
Yeah, when somebody
names.
Yeah, when somebody does kick it, we want to shout out on the weekly show. Okay, this person get a hit for this person dying. So yeah, make up the most ludicrous, funny, crazy nicknames you can. That be like, monkey scratching his balls gets a hit for this person dying. It's that simple. Anybody who's familiar with the TNT, Craig's Deadpool, you know what we're talking about. It's exactly basically the same thing. So jump in, let us know. It'll be fun.
There's plenty of Deadpool lists on the internet. If you just search up a celebrity Deadpool list, you'll see there's, it's not just TNT and some of the shitty radio ones. I think Doug Stanhope does a really good one too. But
really?
Yeah. There's tons of sites out there dedicated to this. I was surprised how popular this is, but there's some really good lists out there that give you a lot of details and kind of break it down. Like it looks like Kirk Douglas has been on everybody's list for the last 10 fucking years and he won't die. He's like 107 now or some shit. And he looks like hell. So,
I mean, that's the thing. I think
somebody's just going to fucking off that dude eventually. They're so pissed.
Yeah. I need to win it this year. You're done, dude. Yeah. I've had 2 or 3 people that I've transferred over every year. Still nothing. Yep. Actually, I had 2 lists this year, and I think I had 1 alternate get hit, and then 1 person on the other list went down, and that was it. So I've got plenty of names to go into 2020 with.
Weak. All right. So yeah, get the name, get it into one of us by December 31st. A list of 10 major picks, 1 through 10. That's your point value, and then 2 alternates worth half a point each. Make a fun name, and let's join in the fun. Okay, Death Pool out of the way. What else you want to talk about before Phil joins us?
My feelings, mostly.
Well, call Phil. Tell him to hurry up. Sorry.
You dick. What if this was really me having a moment here, breaking down dude, I really need a friend right now, and you're like, fuck that, get Phil on, we need some comedy.
Yeah.
Give your balls a tug.
Give your balls a tug.
You gotta tell me twice. What do you think? Why do you think I have the camera at the angle it is?
Yeah.
That way I can sneak my hand.
I hit the wrong button, but whatever, that'll work.
What were you going for?
I was going for.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes more sense. I like the other one better, though. I think.
Yeah. Give your balls a tug. Yeah.
That's good shit.
Jesus. This is starting off kind of out there, isn't it?
Well, I mean, what do you expect?
Yeah, fuck it. Whatever.
Your voice is still fucked up, so
it's not that bad.
No, it's a lot better than it was the other day. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The videos I was getting made it sound really bad.
Oh yeah, that first one I sent you. I was driving down the road, and I tried to yodel, but I had like no voice. All you could hear was this squeak. It was like, yeah, it was terrible. It was great. I was laughing the whole time. But
did you end up going to the doctor?
No. Excuse me. Honestly,
no.
That night after we got done with our podcast, I woke up at like 4 a.m. when my medicine wore off, and popped some pills, went back to sleep for about 2 hours, woke up, and I was like, shit, I feel like $1 million. So I never went to the doctor.
That's weird how that happens like that. Yeah, when I was like sick for 2 months, I went once. They gave me some, they call it like a Z-Pack. It's like 8 pills. Took the 8. Still wasn't quite there. Suffered for a few more days. Somebody else at work got sick and got like prednisone or some shit, like steroid pills. So he gave me a handful of them. Like, here, no need to keep suffering. Here, have some of mine. Okay. I took those for like 3 days, and that bout did it. But yeah, it's been a bad fucking year for everybody getting sick, especially in my house.
Yeah. I'm just hoping the wife and kid don't get it, as I'll never fucking hear the end of it.
Yeah, well, no, you don't want to be the source of it, because then you get.
I was home for a whopping 2 days, and I get them both sick. Oh, fucking Christ!
Yeah,
bitching up the whole storm.
You're never here. You spend no time with us, and damn it, you made us sick when you did. Fuck you.
Pretty much. I think that's how it'll go. Follow up on some elf stuff. I had some fun with Riker this morning.
Excellent.
So the little fucker stayed up really late last night. So it's like I got up at like 6 and I'm running around the house. I'm packing. I had to drive out to Rapid City today, so it's a 5-hour drive from my house. And so I'm getting everything packed up in the morning. It's like 9 o'clock. I'm getting ready to leave, and fucker's still sleeping. And I'm like, you haven't done shit in days. Like, they got out of school, of course, and he hasn't done anything. He's just playing video games for the last few days that I've been home. I have not made him do anything. I'm like, I know it's like first few days out of school before Christmas. Like, I'll start disciplining him a little bit more and kicking him in the ass after he gets presents and shit. The time you want to play with your stuff. Yeah, you can't. You got chores to do now. That's how I roll.
That's a dick move.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm like, no, fuck this. So I took the elf, and after I did it all, I was like, Jesus, why did I do this? I just created a bunch of work for myself. But so I'm taking the elf, and I'm taking all these pictures and like trying to figure out ways to screw with the kid. So took like all of the we have a second Christmas tree down in our basement, in our like little family room down there. So I took all the bulbs off of the tree and threw them on my own fucking bed, and grabbed a deck of cards and did the 52 card pickup all over my room. I TP'd the fuck out of my entire bedroom. It's the only room you couldn't see anything and do anything. So yeah, I make this huge fucking mess in there. And then I'm texting him, trying to get his phone to wake him up. Little fucker wouldn't wake up. I finally had to go in there, crank his ringer on his goddamn phone, and then call him. And then finally he's like, what? Yeah. So, and then, we go down there, and he's like, oh my God, Dad, can you help me clean this up? I'm like, fuck.
No.
Well, I'm like, I hung all the toilet paper way up really high where he can't reach. Like,
that's your own fault. Jeez.
I did not think this through.
Yeah, the more intricate you get with this, the bigger mess you make. You're like, well, shit, now I got to do this.
Yeah. It was, yeah, and disappointed myself. That's all. Yeah, I'll have to send you some of the pictures. Though I got some good ones.
I know we got
I'm making
2 more nights.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because
I won't be home tonight for
Sunday before Christmas.
Yeah, I'll hit Christmas Eve really hard. Like I'm gonna trash my fucking house.
See, okay, do you continue after Christmas Eve? Because
no, it's done.
I thought the rule was like Christmas Eve is like the night he like goes home. So
yeah, I kind of like combine
tonight
the elf
and then
with
Monday.
The elf with Santa. It's kind of like one and the same. So yeah, after Christmas Eve night, he's gone. He's done.
Yeah. So that's what I was. She's like, no, we got 3 nights. I'm like, no, because if he'll be here in the morning on Monday morning. He'll be here in the morning Tuesday morning, but he's not going to be here on Christmas because that's not right. So we got 2 more. I want to make them good, so I'm looking for some ideas to make sure I get a good one in before he takes off.
Yeah. So
actually, I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? I should have him pop up in like March and fucking like July and shit. Just pop up once or twice before the Christmas season comes along and be like, hey, motherfucker, remember me? I'm still watching. Be good. Be good.
Watch your shit, kid.
I'll come back at any time, motherfucker.
You ever heard of Epstein?
I have. Good segue.
Yeah. The elf did it.
So what, yeah. Well, you know what? You know what? Everybody knows who did it and that it wasn't a suicide. So why didn't they just go, fuck it, YOLO, and put an elf next to him? That would have been funny.
Yeah, that would have been.
Everybody would have been like, all right.
Well, at least the Clintons,
that's pretty good.
At least the Clintons have a sense of humor.
Yeah, I think that would have, that probably would have made people a little more endeared towards them. Like, hey, maybe they're not so fucking bad.
A bunch more people would have been like, well, it is Jeffrey Epstein, so, it's okay.
Yeah.
Well. Always has to be several wells when a villainous entrance happens. How are we all doing this evening, gentlemen? Not the dignified entrance. Not the dignified entrance I'd hoped for, but
yeah.
No, so, we were talking about the scene in American Pie with the webcam and he's dry humping the chair and the song it's going. Like when Phil jumps on, we want Chicken just be in the side of the room, just going to town on the chair. Funny to me.
This is the high-minded content you get here at the Dog and Chicken Show. So,
oh yeah, nothing but the finest. So I'm enjoying a little bit of that Oban myself, Phil.
I'm getting into that Cardew. As you can tell, I've been enjoying it.
Yes. It's a good one, Chicken. Check that one out if you like it.
Yes, if you like any Johnny Walker, this is what they put in the blend, anywhere from Red Label all the way up to Blue Label. So
nice. It's good.
It's their base blend, and it's perfectly good as is. So, it's the holiday season. Normally I'm a wine guy, but time to kick it up a little bit.
Yeah,
indeed.
So, gentlemen,
tear it
now
up.
that the King of Extreme has graced the Dog and Chicken Show with his presence, what is the topic of the evening, sir?
Oh, we got a bunch.
All right.
So the first one we're getting ready to jump into. So in this one, this headline actually confuses the shit out of me. So maybe you fellas can help clear this up. So there's 2 statements here. Jeffrey Epstein surveillance video from first suicide attempt found. It says it was found in the headline, but then now deceased sex offender cellmate sought video for trial, but U.S. attorney admits no one knows where the footage is. So is it found, or do they not know where it is?
They found it, but we just don't know where it is.
Well, that's boy. I love how everything in this case is so convenient.
I mean, everything's lining up so perfectly for all the people that don't want anything to be brought to light. Isn't it funny
this is
how
fucking
that works?
Rolling Stone? Like, get your shit
So they
together.
admit that it was missing. The footage had been found, but they still
no one
don't
knows
know.
where it is, Tony.
Okay, so a day later it was found.
That's
Earlier
kind of
today.
like what I would call a distinction without a difference.
Yeah.
I don't get
like,
it. This makes no sense.
It's just poof, gone. Really?
Okay,
Does
so it was
does
found.
it make
It
no
was found.
sense, Tony? Does it really make no sense?
Absolutely. Why even release the information that it's missing? Like, why even bother if you can't verify it?
Likely
okay,
the
well, we
footage
found
was
it, but then we just lost it again.
Like, is it really all that shocking that the
No.
extremely powerful are trying to squash a story that makes them look bad? No. I mean, that's business as usual, gentlemen.
ABC didn't do that for 3 years.
Oh my God. Yeah. So the Epstein story is the conspiracy gift that just keeps on.
Oh, give it.
It's not even a
give
conspiracy. It's just blatant cover up. It's not even a conspiracy. Nobody believes that
disagree.
shit.
I mean, I was about to say, here, let's take a quick poll of the Dog and Chicken Show here. Raise your hand if you believe that the facts that have been presented to the public in the Jeffrey Epstein case are not truthful.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead.
I don't believe it's been truthful.
Now,
The
fucking conspiracy guy's really not gonna raise his hand.
Yeah. I was gonna be a dick and hold out,
that's the problem. We could have that poll with anybody. We're gonna get the same result. Nobody believes this shit. Nobody believes it, and it's weird that it's gonna take a scumbag like this to shatter everyone's illusion of the media.
Yeah. No, and that's the problem. People, this isn't going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Like, people are like, well, yeah, this is total bullshit, but like, they're still trying to, right wrongs, and that's what this entire impeachment's about. Like, there's still good people in the Democratic Party.
Impeachments.
Oh God, impeachments.
Yeah, so it's all tied together in one unifying theory of conspiracy everything. And the problem is with this Epstein thing, it's like I said in the last podcast, like, you and I, Chicken, don't have the power to squash these very powerful stories. Prince Andrew seemingly can get things squashed for 3 years. You and I, on the other hand, if the media wants to gang up and bully on us, like that one guy who made a meme that pissed some people off a couple of years ago, remember him?
Yep.
And so CBS basically said, we're going to dox you and reveal your identity unless you fully bow down and say you're sorry. So I don't know. We're entering very strange times of media manipulation, and tying into what I am assuming is the topic of the evening, because it is kind of the topic of everybody. Has Trump been impeached? Has he not been impeached? What's going on with the impeachment?
This is the topic du jour.
What's happening?
It's the topic du jour. Absolutely.
Yes.
So we'll kick it off with impeachment, of course, and that's gonna go down. I got a whole web of shit that this is gonna lead to that we're probably gonna end up talking about, and I know Tony's got some things he wanted to ask us about too, and our thoughts. But so last I looked, I didn't like get any updates today or yesterday because I honestly didn't give a shit. But so Pelosi's holding back from sending this to the Senate, like. Why?
Best I can gather is they have some sort of grand display planned for the State of the Union address. When Trump goes to deliver his State of the Union, he's doing so as an impeached president, which I don't believe. Let us know in the comments. I don't believe that's ever happened. an actively impeached president making a State of the Union address. Perfect opportunity for political theater. Problem is, I don't think anybody on the Democrat side has anybody persuasive enough to do something that's actually going to move the needle one way or another. With the impeachment, in terms of polling, in terms of opinion, I think it's been an overall failure. I think if you look at the polling, the people that are predisposed to hating Donald Trump still support it, and those numbers haven't changed. The people predisposing to liking Donald Trump don't support it, and those numbers really haven't shifted. And so I don't see it moving anywhere.
Yeah. So you mentioned the theater part of it, and that's where, so you think of lefties, you think of liberals, you think of Democrats, and you're like, oh yeah, Hollywood elites, and you think somebody in Hollywood would do a better job of teaching Shift how to put on a performance in front of a live audience. You think that somebody would teach Nancy Pelosi how to speak without stumbling through words, and because that's all I fucking hear when she's up at the goddamn mic. That lady's nuts. It's like Rob Reiner wrote this whole thing just to like make it a gaffe, though. Like he's like, it'd be really funny if we get all these really old people that think they're really, really smart and make them say a bunch of stupid shit on live TV in front of millions of people, and then a dragon comes out and shoots fire on them. Like, I'm waiting for the fucking dragon right now, because it's like
Saturday Night Live had a okay sketch, which only had really one funny part. It was their cold open for this weekend, and it had the Democratic debate, and they're all going back and forth, and then the moderator goes, "But did you know?" And it looks like a Maury Povich scene. "Donald Trump has been backstage, and he's heard everything you said." And then Alec Baldwin Trump comes out, "Yes, that's right. I heard it all. I heard it all. Shut up." And so that's where we're at in terms of the campaign. It's a reality show where the Democratic Party is going, I'm sorry, Kamala Harris.
Kamala who?
Rose is
Kamala.
This rose is for you. You've been. Now,
Quitter.
I will admit to you, Chicken, I made the bold prediction that Kamala Harris will be the nominee. Now, hey, that does not mean she is not going to be the vice presidential nominee. She's don't count her out. Actually, I think if she's wanting to be the next Democratic president's attorney general, which, oh, God help us all, but that, and she can't go deep into debt. She's got a Senate run in 2 years, so she had to either get in, get out. I thought California was going to change it. California moving its primary date up way sooner. I thought Kamala was going to sweep that, and everyone was going to be playing catch up afterwards. I'm still sticking with my prediction. I don't think Biden's going to be the nominee. I think they're ultimately going to go with Elizabeth Warren. I really don't see any chance for the Democratic nominee being a male. I just don't.
So the only one I see is
with my wine glass high, I must say, Pete, wine cave time didn't do you no favors. Maybe should have just done that in Olive Garden or something. Oh my God! Now, granted, as a wino, I'm like, wine cave, wino, I should say, a connoisseur and aficionado of wine.
There you go. So the one thing that was surprising with Mayor Pete. Since nobody can say butt gig or whatever the fuck his last name is. So I saw back in butt jiggler. So what we seen was in October, I saw an article come out, and I never really, it was running through the back of my head, but I never really expressed a whole lot of opinion about it. I wanted to see where it played out. But in October, nobody was talking about butt gig or butt jiggler, whatever. Nobody was talking about Pete. And then I saw this article come out in mid to late October saying that, what's his name with Facebook? Who's Mr. Robot guy? Why is his name slipping my mind here?
Cory Booker, Joe Biden.
No,
Pete
the guy
Buttigieg,
who runs Facebook.
Mayor Bloomberg.
The guy who runs Facebook.
Robot guy. God, Mark Zuckerberg?
Yeah, Zuckerberg helped handpick and gave recommendations for two of his biggest advisors when it comes to like data and analysis. So the two people managing the data and analyzing everything for his campaign, and probably having a lot to do with Facebook and knowing a lot of insider tricks to get a following, are on his team. And now Mayor Pete is one of the front runners, or close to being one of the front runners.
What? Funny how that works. Wow. Huh. So what you're telling me, chicken? Let me see if I got this straight. Let me try and use Occam's razor to slice this down to its most basic here. So what you're telling me is the people who hire the folks who help build the technological infrastructure we all use seemingly find themselves at an advantageous position in politics? What? Fucking A. Huh. God, this is weird. We live in a very strange time where, I mean, it almost stinks of conflict of interest, but you can't quite. We have so many weird. We have such high-level tech corporate.
It's so
interests
undefined.
In bed with such high-level governmental interests that you don't know where does the state interest begin and the free market end, and vice versa. Do you know what I mean? Like it's almost like
scary.
How much do you qualify Mark Zuckerberg as a state actor? That's a serious question.
His platform may have influenced the last election. Supposedly, that's the big charge that they have. So now they're going to use his people and his platform to boost up somebody else.
Yeah, but not just Mark Zuckerberg, the guy who runs Twitter, all
Jack,
of these big, Jack, even the Bezos, Jeff Bezos. Even him. How much do you qualify them as CEOs, and how much do you qualify them as state actors and or secret operatives? I mean, how much can we? We don't know the last one, but they are to some extent, unfortunately.
Well, just the amount of influence that they have over not only an election process, but like just the influence they have on the country, like in general. Like if Amazon, like, just, it would be stupid as shit, but what if Amazon just said, you know what, fuck it, we're done, closing up shop? Like Walmart would be like, fuck yeah, but like there'd be a lot of people.
Plus, sign up today.
There's a lot of people, like, whether that's advertising, whether it's, third-party product guys that can't get into a Walmart that sell on Amazon. There's a lot of people that depend on shit like that. Like, that'd be a huge, like, kick in the balls to any economy if Amazon just kind of like washed their hands and walked away one day. If Facebook washed their hands and just said, you know what, we're going to hit the escape key and we're out. We're not doing this anymore. There's a lot of financial backing, advertisers, and people that have investments in this that would lose.
Be pain, but it's something that a lot of people don't quite appreciate is if, say, tomorrow Facebook were to just be deleted, YouTube were to be deleted, MySpace, well, not MySpace anymore. Boy, that's an aged sentence. Amazon, any of these websites were just poof, disappear tomorrow, chicken, you would see another pretty close equivalent replacement pop up again as if by magic. Like, if there is a demand, someone will fill the hole in the market if there's a demand for it. So I wouldn't worry too much if Facebook were to go away tomorrow. I wouldn't care, to be honest.
No, I think a lot of people wouldn't care, but it would have a bigger impact than I think a lot of people know.
Twitter's like 2 bad bands away from being MySpace. So I'm not even worried about Twitter. They're going to be gone before too terribly long.
You think so? Yeah, because I guess, you're probably right, because it's not normal people on Twitter. Twitter is just a firestorm of reporters, and it's a lot of media. It really is. It's a lot of media, and the real people that are on there, they might tweet something once in a while, but nobody fucking knows who they are, so nobody ever looks at it. So it's
any
not
of the
important.
real people are always in Twitter suspension, jail, or always getting their accounts banned. So
losing
it's
their
just
little check mark.
The blue check mark brigade of the people who have the quote proper politics. Those are the folks that don't ever have to worry about getting banned, and that's one of the reasons why. Really, people are looking for a platform that's fairly moderated. That's all anybody really wants. A platform that they know is being objectively moderated in a way that they can appeal it, and in a way that's actually the bad content has a way of getting off, but the people actually have a way to appeal if their content is flagged unjustly. So that's the hardest thing, is how do you justly moderate something, because everybody's opinion is going to nobody can perfectly delete out their bias.
Yeah. And I don't want everybody's opinion.
Like remember when Donald Trump's Twitter got deleted for like a half hour? Remember that? That happened after Trump got elected president. Somebody deactivated his Twitter for like 30 minutes. They realized, oh my God, this will destroy the entire company. And they fired back. So like I said, Twitter's 2 bad bans away from being MySpace. So, and being Yahoo, Excite, all, so don't worry about them. We're not going to be talking about Twitter in 15 years.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, there'll still be like the baby boomer blue check mark brigade that's angrily shaking their fist at the sky at each other, but that'll be about it.
Nah, yeah. How about did you watch any of the debates? This last one, did you catch any of it?
I actually have a life, and I'm not going to spend my time worrying about losers. I did catch like a 10-minute highlight, and then I do watch. He's about the most lefty guy I watch. His name is Kyle Kalinske on Secular Talk.
Sure.
He does a pretty good breakdown, and he'll break down the whole debate in about 15 minutes. And so that's about as much. Like, let's be honest, trim it down to 3 people, and I'll actually watch. Like, none of you are going to be able to get. And let's be frank, it's Warren, Biden, and for whatever reason, Pete Buttigieg is back in. Corey can just fucking leave. Tulsi should be the nominee, but they've crushed her. So, I would personally donate to her third party candidacy.
Jesus. So here
Michael
you go.
Bloomberg. I don't even know what the fuck he's there for other than ego. I think he just hates Trump so much that it's just like, no, I'm gonna win. Fuck you, Trump. And yeah, I don't see him going anywhere. I really don't. I think this is an ego thing, so Michael Bloomberg can say on his name, former presidential candidate. Now, granted, Tony G told people to vote for me back in 2012. So does that mean
we're trying to get that thing kicked back up?
Former presidential candidate, Bill KOE?
Yeah. I think you're a current candidate.
I think that's. I'm just as I had just as much chance to win in 2012 as Michael Bloomberg has to win in 2020. So it's pretty much even keel, to be frank. So we will have to see. This is going to be the strangest presidential run in history. I mean, God damn, Donald Trump's in the race. I never thought I'd see that one.
Yeah. So I was looking at the candidates that made it on the debate stage, and you like go down the line. It's like Buttigieg, whatever, Pete, Andrew Yang, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, the one chick from Minnesota, I can't remember her name,
Amy Klobuchar.
Yeah, and then Tom Steyer. Who the fuck is Tom Steyer?
Tom Steyer is another billionaire that was obsessed with, if you remember a couple like I think it was 6-8 months back, he bought a bunch of YouTube ads. Hello, I'm Tom Steyer, and we need to impeach Donald Trump. And he's just one of those Trump derangement syndrome sufferers who just fucking hates Donald Trump. And he's like, well, if Trump's a billionaire, and surely I can. So unfortunately, because Trump made it, get ready for just a fucking flood for the next 20 years of self-righteous, self-important billionaires who think that they know which way we need to move this country. So, sorry, man. That Trump, for the good he's done, that is going to be one of the side effects we're going to have to deal with.
Here's the point I was trying to make.
Billionaire after billionaire.
And here's the point I'm trying to make with it. Can you see all the pictures here?
Yes, I do.
Can you point out Tom anywhere?
No, can't.
No? He's right
there. He is. There he is. Wait, there he is. Yeah, Tom Steyer. It was one of those like, Tom. Why are you?
There he is. That's what that guy looks like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know exactly who he is.
I was watching the recaps of it. I watched a 10-minute one and a couple other ones, like probably similar to what you were looking at, and I was like, who the fuck is that guy? Like, I don't remember him from anywhere. I was like,
Tom, again, I didn't watch this because it's the holiday season. I got better things to do. I've got friends and family and like interesting things in my life. And I'm not going to waste my time with a Democratic debate of losers. But Tom Steyer, he's the guy that if I was in the room, it's like, all right, Tom, take your finger, put it right there in the middle of your forehead. All right, right there where it's pointing. Trump lives rent-free right there. Okay, in your head, he lives rent fucking free. That guy cannot keep Trump off his lips. So yeah, Tom Steyer is just he's kind of a symptom of the modern American left, of just spitefulness and just fucking hates this guy no matter what he does. So I mean, there are things to criticize Trump. Excuse me. There are things to criticize President Trump for, but it's kind of like Tony Soprano's like, oh, come on, man. A broken watch is still right twice a day. He had a position there. It's like, man, I'm sorry. There's no way any human can be half as bad as the way this guy's getting advertised. So
yeah,
it does kind of build a weird kind of sympathy, doesn't it? Like when you see somebody getting railroaded like that.
It's kind of weird, isn't it? Like yeah. God, I'm trying to think of it's like Freddy Krueger movies. Like, you're not supposed to like Freddy Krueger, but like the old ones,
so fucking funny.
Yeah, the old ones, you're like, I don't want Freddy to die. I kind of want him to kill all these kids now. Like, and then the new one came out and made him, you got to see
kids these days.
Yeah. The new one made him out to be a horrible animal, but like the old Freddy Kruegers with, Robert Englund, like you loved him.
Those were great.
You loved him. That's what Trump is to me. It's like
when he had the stick of dynamite in his gut, and he goes, "Kids these days."
Yeah, it's like that's what Trump is right now. It's like, no, I can't live without him right now. Like, no, it would be so weird not to have him.
I've made the point that I don't think there's been a human that's permeated deeper into the overall human psyche more than Donald J. Trump, because it doesn't matter. Take your pick, any political angle you like, any political topic. There is a way that you can work a Trump angle into it. Doesn't matter. Like, pick the angle, pick the topic. I mean, in a Kevin Bacon 7 Degrees of Separation, you can bring Trump into it. I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know what he's done to put him in position, but you could talk about climate change. You could talk about space exploration. You could talk about marijuana decriminalization. You could talk about the opioid epidemic. You could talk about foreign policy, domestic policy, any kind of policy. You can find a way to make it about Trump. And that wasn't the case with Obama. That wasn't the case with Bush. That wasn't the case with Clinton. But Trump has uniquely permeated himself into every major topic of our society. And that's why I don't think he's going anywhere.
He did it all through Twitter, too. That's the fucked up part.
Win, lose, or draw this next election, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, so I'm trying to.
I mean, he's
imagine
gonna.
I'm trying to imagine the
he'll
world
be in the
if
main
he
spotlight somewhere.
right if he loses the next election. I'm trying to imagine like how that plays out. I don't think he will. I don't think he'll lose. But I'm just saying,
now,
if he did,
personally,
how does it look when the transfer of power happens, and then how does he act from then on? Because
the American right would not accept that.
He is the
because
hero.
They're seeing this whole process as being illegitimate, so they would see this as being the electorate being tricked, or enough people just rose up, or the American right will not really accept that, unfortunately. So as much as when Bush had his second term, the American left was just about ready to rise up and riot. And so they got Barack Obama as their red meat to insatiate them, to let them feel like, we got the control again. And after 8 years of Obama, the right wing was getting ready to rise up and was getting really agitated. And so here's your red meat, Donald Trump. And the left has not allowed any kind of semblance of government since. And so it's like I keep saying, we're getting very close to a cold civil war. The Republicans are going to do everything they can to hold on to the Senate. That's really all they care about.
Yeah,
holding on to the Senate, to hang on to the judiciary. I don't see Trump losing. Now, to me personally, Chicken, the most hilarious outcome would be the Republicans take back the House of Representatives by one vote, just one. So they've got a majority by one person, and Donald Trump somehow gets even more electoral college votes and loses the popular vote by another 500,000. Like, that would be the most hilarious possible outcome for me. Now, I think he's going to win the popular this
streets.
time.
You want to see everybody on CNN losing their shit. MSNBC, Rachel Maddow would fucking lose it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You want to see her head blow up? That'd be funny as fuck.
Like, yeah, she'll just have a cigarette, just like,
yeah, God.
It's Rachel Maddow. Fuck! Yeah, that'll be her broadcast that day.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, the impeachment, I've also been doing research. It has to be carried out this Congress. They can't just hold it over and hope that they win the Senate next year.
Nope,
the impeachment has to be carried out within. Yep. So I think this holding is just for the State of the Union. I don't know what piece of political theater they're going to pull out. Maybe the whole Democratic Party won't show up. Maybe they won't let him use the House of Representatives because he's being impeached. I don't know what political ploy they're trying here.
Yeah, they're going to pooch kick some football across, and I think there's more to it. You know, I'm sure there's a little bit of drama they're trying to play into, but I think they're waiting for something. I don't know what that would be, but I think this is very tactful. I don't think I don't know. It might be just a stupid enough play of, we just didn't want to do this before Christmas. The American public didn't need to deal with this for Christmas. We're going to do it after. Like, I could see it being as stupid as that, except for when Nancy Pelosi would say it, it would be more like, but we wanted to wait till after Christmas.
I have some scotch. So here's the most accurate impression of Nancy Pelosi. That's a dirty drink. All right. The impeachment thing is going to have... Oh, my goodness. We're going to do this soon, but not too soon. Senate, no. This has been a statement by Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi.
Wouldn't she be a good Fixin' It commercial? It does. It's like her teeth fall out every time she's fucking talking. Do you see that? What was that last week? She got all pissed off and like was trying. Somebody said she hates Trump and like she storms back in. You be careful with the choice of words or whatever. Or some shit like that.
So
I was like,
weird.
what the fuck was that? Like, that's you mad? You're a lawyer and that's you mad? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I was about to say, like, I never get mad. I'm a Catholic. We don't get mad at people. Like, what?
Oh, you just rape children.
Like, what?
Oh,
you shouldn't be allowed to talk publicly and make decisions about things if you say so. What the fuck? But like, yeah, I imagine Nancy Pelosi doing like the Orson Welles whiskey commercials. I could see Nancy Pelosi doing them like Orson Welles did like G&G Nico whiskey. So I could see her doing her own like Cardew Scotch.
Cardew.
It's not just something that's great. Something you can count on. Like, yeah, that was Orson Welles. Is like Nico whiskey. It's not just great. And then he holds the glass all close to himself and he goes, it's something you can count on. It's like you could tell Orson had to count on G&G Nico whiskey quite a few times. And so I wonder what's Nancy's Scotch of choice. It's, like I can see it plain as day. Girls are drunk. She just likes to be lush. And so that's why she's always kind of slurring her words. People are saying, is it because she's got this condition? Is it because she's got that condition? No, it's because she's got absolute vodka condition. Okay? There ain't no, she's perfectly healthy otherwise, other than her liver is just taking a fucking beating daily. So, so Nancy, I suspect these last few days she's been pouring the glasses rather stout.
Yeah, I'd assume so. I'm gonna pull this up and then I'm gonna grab a beer. I'll come back and get your thoughts. Because I just don't know if I want to see your initial reaction when you see this.
Oh, God. Oh, for fuck's.
Okay. I said this to Tony the other night, and
really?
He about lost his shit. He's like, I don't fucking get it, and he got pretty mad. So it was that over the Hong Kong protesters,
which I think really should have gone to them.
Oh yeah, they took.
They got more headlines.
It was 95% of people polled that the Hong Kong protesters should have got it.
Doesn't really matter which way you think on that, whether you were for the police, for the protesters. They did grab more headlines. I mean, there's been years that some pretty.
It was probably more important.
Well, there's been some folks that are not exactly the nicest folks out there that have been Time Man of the Year. Look back, there's been
Hitler,
Joseph
Stalin. Yep.
So now I'm not comparing Miss Thunberg to either of them.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
Just saying
you just did
that
it. I heard you.
I'm just saying that there's a lot that goes into the selection of the Person of the Year. I would say.
Is there though?
The reason she's.
Have you looked it up how they choose?
Who advances their chosen agenda the most that year?
Well, no,
that's how it's.
They sit down, like the editors and like the bigwigs of Time Magazine sit down and kind of go, who do you like? And it's a popularity contest amongst a group of small people. That's what it is.
That doesn't.
They're like it's hey, what will sell more magazines? Because hey, when was the last time you bought a Time magazine?
Wow.
When was the last time you seen somebody buy a Time magazine? When was the last time you saw a Time magazine that wasn't in a doctor's office?
Oh, okay. Shit. Not in a doctor's office or something? Like, okay, I did see one.
Because nobody fucking cares.
I did see one in like the lobby one time when I was buying a car like 4 or 5 years.
Okay, well, that's
about
a doctor's office.
I was about to say something, but you're asking. That's the last place no, I've never even touched a Time magazine in at least 6 years.
Yeah.
I think I might have.
It's irrelevant now.
Through one in an airport once.
Yeah, they're irrelevant.
Before smartphones got really common.
Yeah. Time magazine's a dead media. All magazines are dead media.
But yeah, so in terms of why was it Thunberg rather than like say the protesters or the person that nobody really wants to admit probably should, who got the most headlines, one President Donald J. Trump. You don't suppose he got more headlines? How dare you? I know. Sorry, Greta. How could I? She is a very young activist. So if you agree with her perspective and you agree with her politics, it's seen as very extraordinary. So I understand it. To me, I've always just, there's a part of it that just kind of stinks of, weird pageant mom. You know what I mean? The pageant mom that controls their child's life way too much. And
I see that.
This child has clear anxieties, and her parents have only fed into those anxieties rather than tried to help with them.
For a quick buck and some name recognition, and she'll probably not, the parents will probably have to, we talked about this a little bit with Tony the other night, but like, parents are going to keep pushing it. This is a girl who has anxiety issues, got told that the world's coming to an end due to climate change. So she started skipping school to go protest and became famous for skipping school and protesting and lecturing adults on shit she's not really quite educated about. And likely what'll happen, her life's probably ruined right now. Her psychiatric, like wherever the hell she's at right now, you think of when you're on the ends of, or the fringes of your party. So she's fringe left, obviously, way the fuck over there. So it's polar opposites. Like, this is just like math. If I am way over here, that means there's all these people over here that aren't going to like me. Or if you're way over here, I have all these people that don't like me. Most people end up somewhere in the middle, to where, it's just a small group of people that don't like you, and you get along with most everybody. But when you're on that goddamn fringe like she is, way out there to the goddamn left, she's not going to have good relationships with people, but she's going to be adored by some of the grossest, evil people in the world, and they're going to take care of her and mommy and daddy. As much as you hate it, and as much as you were witnessing this little girl's life pretty much come to an end, because she's never going to have a original thought of her own. She's going to be fed garbage the rest of her life and never make up real opinions of her own, because everything's going to be spoon-fed to her. And why would you ever have any other thought than what you're being spoon-fed if everything's handed to you from here on out? She's going to have college education paid for. She's going to have her house paid for. Like, this chick's going to be rich. George Soros is going to take care of this little girl no matter what happens. Whether you believe George Soros being the most evil guy in the world like I do, but somebody's the George Soros in this scenario. They're going to take care of their own and not let this little girl fall by the wayside. When she's not popular anymore, they'll take care of her.
Well, that's what I was kind of get at here, is that you say, well, there it is, chicken. What does this person of the year accomplish for her more than anything? If you think about this, there was going to come a point where she was not going to be useful anymore. Yeah. Now that she's been person of the year, that doesn't really go away. She can always be of some use to somebody somewhere. And so, in a weird way, that's going to be kind of her safety meal ticket going forward when she's in her 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s.
She can keep doing TED Talks.
Yeah, well, let's be frank. TED Talks got about 5 years left. So
yeah, they allow about anybody to do them now. So,
boy, do they ever. Some are fascinating, and then some you're like 10 minutes in, is this guy or gal is 1,000 miles out of their goddamn mind. Yeah. So they even let Eric Bischoff.
Just look up TED Talks on YouTube.
They let Eric Bischoff do a TED Talk.
There's local people that do TED Talks here in like Sioux Falls and Rapid City, and I've watched some of them. I'm just like, oh, this is painful. This is painful. Your family's got to be embarrassed. You're local.
Start like a Phil KOE Talks or Dog and Chicken Talks, like way more interesting stuff.
Yeah. You know what I find with that and with podcasting too. So I've been venting to Tony about this for a while. We haven't brought it up on a podcast yet, but so there's this there's this Facebook page for podcasters to like get guests, and it's called Guest Connection. So like, you know, you just put a post on there of, hey, you know, we do a regular show, blah, blah, blah. If you're interested in being a guest sometime, here's how to get a hold of me and here's what we do. And I get like this huge response, like 10, 15 people like right away. But like, of course, I want to know who they are and what they're about. Like, I just don't want some jackass jumping on here and talking to me. And kind of like you, but no, just to be fair, no.
Thank you.
So anyway, every fucking one of them was a life coach or a mindfulness coach. Like every one of them either said life coach or mindfulness or something along those lines. Every goddamn one of them. And I am like, oh my God, what did I get myself into here? And so I just started looking through the page. That's the only responses anybody gets is from this group of about 15 people. And they are just like preying on people to get on a podcast to promote their wokeness and their mindfulness and their whatever the fuck they're trying to push. It was just weird. It's like there's this little cult of people out there. And then I started watching, like the reason this popped in my head is because we're talking TED Talks, and that's some of the ones I seen is there's a whole bunch of people that get on stage and just talk about, if you dream it, you can do it. No, that's not how it works. You have to physically do stuff. You can't just dream stuff. You have to get off your ass and dream stuff and then go do something about it. You can't just, if I have a positive attitude, a positive mind, things are going to happen for me. That's what these fucking people preach. No, like that's part of it. Sure, that's always good to have, but be realistic and be humble and get off your fucking ass and leave the house and go do something.
So
they
it's
don't preach
like
that.
So it's like bongo jazz freestyle hour for the more capitalist among us. It's like go out and grab what you want.
Yeah, something like that.
So that's what I'm kind of getting from your local TED Talks. It's like, and then grab the goal that you desire. Buy my book.
Yeah. Buy my book on Amazon. 5 people bought it so far. I got 1-star
that's
reviews.
5. One, and only 2 of them aren't direct members of my family.
Yes. The other 3 were me.
4 was my mom.
Yeah.
5 might have been somebody else.
Yeah. I think somebody clicked the wrong book.
Boy, everybody's trying to get out there somehow. Not like us. Like, share, subscribe on the Dog and Chicken Show.
As always, of course. Let's switch back to talking about the debate. So Tulsi almost got into this one, but
shocker, she didn't. Wow.
Well, like she was super close. She probably, I don't know if she could have or not.
Just shy. What do you know?
Yeah,
Ain't that just a coinky dink? Yeah.
But she announced like 3 weeks ahead of time. She was like, "Fuck it, I don't want to," because there was some kind of like union line across the street that didn't get taken care of till like the day before the debate. It was a weird thing. Whatever. I don't even want to go in the union thing, but like what I don't understand. Andrew Yang said something on the debate stage. I'm sure you heard it. But he said that he was deeply troubled that he was the only person of color on the stage. And now Andrew Yang, yeah, he's Asian, but he's like the whitest Asian I've ever seen. And he's the only person of color on the stage. So that's our minority up there at that point.
Whoa. What are you inferring that Elizabeth Warren is not, Native American as she is? Come on. What are you talking about? There's another minority on that stage. Elizabeth Warren.
Well, it was I was listening back to a Joe Rogan episode, and he found out he was like 0.8% African American, and he's like, he did the math, and he's like, that means I'm 1,000 times more black than she's Indian.
It's like with the 23andMe's, like I always wonder, like when you get to the 0.008, like how much of it's like margin of error, and like why is it that people always like concentrate on the one that's like 0.0? Like it's like there's one person I know. She's actually appeared on the Revolutionary Wrestling podcast. She looks whiter than you and me, but she did the 23andMe, and she's 66% Native American.
Oh wow!
So you never know. You just never know, man. So
yeah. Anyway, back to the Tulsi thing. What I was getting at there is
bird walks.
Yeah, bird walks. They happen.
Not on podcasts.
No. So Tulsi checks like all the boxes the Democrats would like. She's a minority. She's a female. She's from the military. Like what? Like other than her going after Kamala, what are they so afraid of with her?
Pisses off Hillary Clinton and won't follow the leftist dogma on foreign policy.
So
I'm sorry.
If that's true, and so for listeners, that Democratic listeners, even if you're not and you have Democratic friends, a lot of people think that it's all run by Hillary in one way, shape, or form, and she pissed off Hillary, in the prior election for going for Sanders. And if that type of thinking is true, and this one crazy lady that's talking shit on fucking Howard Stern, we can get into that in a little bit, but this crazy old lady that couldn't beat Donald Trump is running the party and shooting down good candidates that, like, even conservatives kind of like Tulsi and can see, like, they don't like all of her policies, but you want to switch people's minds, those that are hanging on the fence, the people that there's a bunch out there that are like, oh fuck, if they pick one of these people for the Democratic candidate, I guess I'm voting Trump. They don't want to vote Trump, but the other option is so fucking terrible. You have to. Like, there's a lot of people on the fence like that. How do you get them off that fence? You need a Tulsi or somebody that speaks common sense and that, like, has a backbone and is not just preaching the same old healthcare for all and all this shit that nobody can pay for unless they just kill your goddamn paycheck and raise all your taxes. It's insane. Why? Like, I don't understand how much more of a Democrat and progressive can she be, and the party still throw her away. Why are people still a part of this party? I left it a long time ago because of that shit. Like, I don't understand it.
It
eat themselves alive.
Yeah, they at this moment their purity tests are making them a snake eating its own tail. Like, now Mayor Pete, I don't agree with much on him, but he did have a good point of, like, if we're gonna purity test ourselves to death, no one can ever run for anything ever, and we just have to elect the platonic standard of perfection ideal of some sort of hybrid between JFK and Obama that never quite really actually existed, and that's the only person that's allowed to be president forever. Like, that's
a test tube baby.
Yes, we need some sort of super clone of all the great presidents or something, because so there is that point to be made, but why would one be a member of the party? There's a philosopher on YouTube. Take it for what you will, but his quote was, if you take away public sector unions, trial lawyers, immigrants, and everyone that's not directly bribed by the Democrats through some form of government largesse, you really don't have a party anymore.
Right.
I mean, like, it's everybody that's not who I mentioned is someone that is in some other way indirectly or directly bribed by the Democrats by his analysis. It's something to at least consider that, yes, there is a very large section of the Democratic voting base that is, or not voting base, power base that comes from people that have been directly bribed by government policy. So it's, boy, you want to talk about conflicts of interest. That's why it still exists to this day as a party, and it didn't go the way of the Whigs and some other legitimate party that actually does stand for working people hasn't risen up then, because there's a great song called Vote for Me by Deke Jackson, And he talks about how bad the right side is, but then he gets to the left side and the song goes, I represent the working man, even though I'm loaded and I've got a perfect tan. And so that's our modern day Democratic Party. It's like, I represent you, the working man. Now look at my beautiful $8 million pearly whites and my perfect tan. And I'm going to get my Lamborghini and drive away as I think about you, the working man. So that's the, we've heard the limousine liberal champagne socialist. That's unfortunately who's running the modern Democratic Party.
Yeah, for sure. You said something in there. And I can't remember exactly what you said, but right away I was like, oh, we got to talk about Biden.
Man, look at my big old pearly whites.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't it, but
I left Woody Harrelson.
It had something to do with bribing. I think it was, you said bribery or something.
Oh yeah, well, directly bribed by the Democratic Party to vote for them. So,
yeah.
Well, go ahead.
So the whole basis of Trump's impeachment is the quid pro quo that didn't happen. It's been proven to not only not happen, but Ukraine didn't think anything was going on. The timeline doesn't match up. And then when they ask about, well, what's with Biden's comment where he withheld $1 billion until they fire a prosecutor that was going to investigate Burisma, which is a company that his son was working for on the board, that's not quid pro quo because he was representing the United States government. What the fuck was...
Yeah, it's the most weird circular logic. And I'm going to be honest with you, Chicken. When I hear about this whole thing, it's like, so wait. Are you meaning to tell me that the president's private conversations with other heads of state has been leaked to members of Congress and the media, and the whistleblower we know who it is, his identity? To me, Chicken, if somebody would have done the exact same thing to, say, President Kennedy or President Johnson or President Eisenhower or even Reagan would have done the same thing to any of those presidents during the Cold War that was done to President Trump in his communication with Ukraine, there is no other words you could use other than an act of treason.
Yeah.
The people that committed this, I'm sorry, probably need to spend the rest of their lives in prison.
It's just insane to me how hard they're pushing this narrative of it, though, and it just confuses the shit out of me. How can they justify the argument of that's why you're going to impeach and essentially press charges on the sitting president for something that didn't happen? That you are, alleging that, that's what he really intended. Okay, well, you don't know that.
Can't measure intent.
Exactly. And any lawyer judge would just laugh at this if it ended up in their lap in real life. And most judges would be like, hey, I don't have the labor force in my courtroom to fucking deal with this goddamn mess. But then you have video evidence of Joe Biden doing exactly what they're accusing Trump of doing. And he gets a total pass from the media. It's a total pass from everybody on this thing. Everybody's trying to support him on this thing because he was representing the United States.
So how is President Trump not representing the United States?
Exactly.
In the exact same capacity.
Because he was going after a political rival is what they were saying.
Now here's the odd paradox that everybody finds them in. If you find what Biden did reprehensible, you have to find what Trump did reprehensible. If you find what Trump did as being not that big a deal, you also have to find what Biden did is not that big a deal. It's an odd paradox. Now,
it's
to me,
shit that should be happening behind the scenes with their government leaders.
Shit. I was like, what? World leaders get undue paying jobs to their children? You don't fucking say. What? I've never heard of such a thing. Right. But so to me, it was, I had no problem with but Tony, since you just got back, I was telling Chicken, there's really no other way to say this. If the same treatment had happened to Donald Trump that's happened to him, his private communications with world leaders has been leaked to the Congress and to the press. If that was the case for, like, say, JFK, Eisenhower, LBJ, the person who did that, I mean, what other charge other than treason would go down for that person? I mean, what else do you call it? Like, the private communications of our president are being leaked by our intelligence agencies, for fuck's sake.
Well,
and we're wondering why he can't trust them to investigate things.
See, that's I just jumped back in when you guys were talking about, like, this is okay for him, it's not okay for him, back and forth. But the reasoning I was given, because it's okay for Biden to flat out actually admit it and not say he admits it in a roundabout way due to implication of what he was saying or whatever. But Biden actually says it on TV, admits it. It's okay for him because he had the support of Congress. Trump doesn't. So that makes it okay for Biden, but it doesn't make it okay for Trump. So, okay, that I guess that makes sense in a really skewed perspective looking at it. I don't understand.
It's like playground politics.
Well, and then the other side of it is that, well, obviously they're finding that Trump did what we assume he did, but all these intelligence communities, the CIA, the FBI, all these communities have looked into what Biden supposedly did, and they found nothing. You don't trust our intelligence communities?
You mean the ones that leaked on our president's private communications with another world leader? No, I don't trust them with a fucking potato gun. No, not a goddamn inch. All right.
Especially after what you heard with the FISA issues that they just had, and the whole fuck up Comey had, missing all the 17 oopsie daisies in that goddamn FISA warrant.
Fuck that guy. I hope he needs to lawyer up. That is fucking ridiculous.
Oh.
The fact that he walks as a free man after he's perjured himself in front of the FISA courts is offensive should be offensive to every one of us. If any one of us would have done anything approaching what he did, they'd put us under the fucking jail. Yet this guy gets to walk free with his fucking, oh yeah, I leaked it to my friend who leaked it to the fucking press. If we would have done that, 5 years in prison. But it must be great to live life without any actual consequences for the actions that you do. So, yeah, the fact...
Well, that's what they say. The problem is with Donald Trump is he doesn't have any consequences for his reprehensible actions, regardless of what he does or says or says on Twitter.
There's no criminal charges in the articles of impeachment. There are no criminal charges that they could find on this man after 3 years of looking. You, me, none of us would withhold to that level of scrutiny. Yet this man still passed every possible level of scrutiny, and they can't come up with one crime to legitimately charge him with.
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Phil, you made a really good point there, because like you could grab and when it started way back when he first got elected, but every person that's been elected since then, when Rashida Tlaib got elected, we're going to impeach this motherfucker. And, as we've seen them all coming out and talking about it for years, they're saying they wanted to impeach him. Now, when I was thinking of it, I'm like, when he first got elected and I first started hearing, now it's time to impeach him. And even Hillary Clinton said, oh yeah, there needs to be articles of impeachment. I'm like, you know what? They could probably dig something up on anybody. Like I'd say 95% of Americans, if I had a couple of really good investigators, lawyers, if I had the disposal of the CIA and FBI, I bet I could find something about anybody did.
Show me the man and I'll find you the crime. It's
right.
Old,
so I was like,
joke in lawyers' circles.
Yeah, I was like, oh, well, fuck yeah. They're going to find that he'll get impeached. Like, I've been thinking it. Yeah, they're going to impeach him. But like you said,
crime.
They gave 2 articles of impeachment and both of them are the dumbest. The dumbest. It was, what was it? It was like contempt
abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. The president is supposed to be an obstruction to Congress. That is the checks and balances of power.
Right.
And abuse of power, that means nothing and everything. Like, Chicken, when you interrupt me when I'm trying to give my brilliant soliloquies, that is an abuse of power, and you need to be impeached from the middle of the screens of the 3 screens in the Dog and Chicken show. My goodness gracious, sir. So it's basically Orange Man bad. I don't like this. Why isn't it different?
Yeah. And I lost my thought there when you had your little middle of the screen rant.
Well, I mean,
but
yeah.
the obstruction, the obstruction of Congress, and they're claiming that because he told people not to testify, even though they were being subpoenaed in the whole hearing process, which was a joke anyway. But Bill Clinton did the exact same thing.
Well, are you saying that people are being hypocritical about this impeachment process?
Maybe.
No, that never happens.
What a sham.
Man.
What do you think of Schiff?
Got really cold in here suddenly. What do I think of Shifty Schiff?
Yeah.
Little pencil neck Schiff. I can't unsee that now. He's actually lied in his testimony to actually get this going. He's another one of those people that probably needs to lawyer up. Bill Barr is going to start bringing the fucking hammer down here soon is what I hope. My God, it's like the Futurama episode where Bender's got the civilization growing on his stomach and he's got the civilization growing on his ass. And the people on his stomach go, yes, oh great, Bender, smite someone that deserves it for once. Like, that's kind of where I'm at with Bill Barr. Like, God damn. Legally smite someone that fucking deserves it for once. And so we'll see if that actually comes.
Yeah, he's been pretty anticlimactic so far. Not a whole lot coming out of.
Well, it's still more than Jeff Sessions. It's like, well, I suppose I'll go scream into my pillow in my office again. Like that was all we got out of
bad.
Oh boy, good people don't smoke marijuana. Oh, good. We're gonna get some fucking progress on this. Great.
He was a creepy attorney general, though. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't want to fuck with America if he was the attorney general. Like, that dude. Not only would he fuck you 5 ways from Sunday legally, but God knows what else he'd do to you.
Like, it's just you and me alone in this cell now. Oh my God! No, Jeff Sessions! No! Like, yeah. So.
Now, Tony, we've kind of gone through the whole thing. What questions did you have beyond? Like, I talked a little bit about that Biden thing and, the difference between what he did and Trump did, but I know you wanted to talk a little bit, some other things that are triggering to folks out there with this whole impeachment bullshit.
Well, it's funny. Like, it's the same comparison. Like, you show me this video, like you said, of Biden admitting he did this, and it's completely 100% totally fine. Nobody is going to be in an uproar because of it, even though he admits to withholding funds. Then they got him, so it's fine. But it's okay because he had the support of Congress and he was working for the country and it wasn't a problem. He wasn't doing shady dealings, even though his son's involved with a known corrupt person. And the reasoning I was given was, okay, obviously he's got the support of Congress, so that's
and
okay.
He's a crackhead. I just thought I'd throw that one in. He's also a crackhead. Left his crack pipe in a rental car. Go on.
So the entire reasoning for withholding the funds, was it 1.8 billion? Is that right?
Yeah, something like that.
And he's also a crackhead while that's happening.
Okay. So this astronomical number of money is withheld. What was the reasoning for it? To get who fired?
The prosecutor that was looking into or investigating Burisma, which is where Hunter Biden, the crackhead, worked.
Before he knocked up the stripper.
Okay.
Jesus
so
Christ. Is he a baby's daddy?
The reasoning I was given that was okay. He did this, and it's okay that he withheld that to get these people fired because they were corrupt. So it's okay.
But, God knows we have to save the jobs of these fine, upstanding crackhead stripper impregnators like Hunter Biden, these saintly Boy Scouts. So, I mean, that's not corruption there at all. No.
So I'm
having fun.
Here's a little tangent. I'm gonna bird walk this real quick. I was listening to another podcast today.
Hunter, it's not liable if it's provable.
I was listening to a conspiracy podcast today, and they had a guy on that was he wrote this whole thesis that the world really did end December 21st, 2012 at the end of the Mayan calendar. And I was like, oh, Jesus, this is going to go nowhere. But the way he explained it was that that was also around the same time that we discovered the God particle with the Hydron, whatever. Or I don't know. I'm not big into that. But supposedly opened up a wormhole, sucked us through so fast that we had to warp into an alternate reality. And and then the host is like, okay, well, that sounds like horseshit. But then he started talking about how ever since 2012, like it just seems like everything's gotten really fucking weird, especially with the news and the politics. Like even the first 4 years of Obama didn't seem that crazy and bad. But then like 2012, and I'm like, holy fuck. Like I'm sitting here, I'm thinking back, and I'm like, the last 7-8 years have been really fucky with everything. Maybe there's something to this. I think the world may have ended back in 2012.
He thinks that our reality got a DC New 52 soft reboot or something. Like what the fuck?
Something, I don't know.
To our comic book fans in the audience, that is funny shit.
It's a better explanation than we can't look into Biden because
I was going to say we can't because he's did the exact same things.
It's more compelling of an argument. That's all I'm saying.
But that's the funniest thing. Is like, no, we have to impeach Trump for looking into the things that Biden did exactly that are the exact thing that Trump sort of did. What? He can't look at that. He was representing the office of the president. Well, what the fuck is Trump doing? Fuck you. And that's basically that's the explanation.
So here's a small tidbit of a back and forth I had. Biden literally says he wouldn't give them aid unless they fired the prosecutor. And response, correct. I go on. That was going to investigate Burisma. Incorrect. This is the distinction you've had explained to you many times, but are somehow unable to understand. Yes, Biden wouldn't give them aid unless they fire the prosecutor, but no, it was not connected to Burisma. The prosecutor was not prosecuting Burisma at the time, and despite YouTube videos and Glenn Beck making up accusations with no evidence, there is no corroborated claim that Burisma was involved at all. Only hearsay, and I do not know how you can spend weeks not being able to understand the difference between assertions that have evidence and testimony and those that have none.
Glenn Beck? Dude, that is so 2013. Like that's the first thing you need to come back.
He's still doing his chalkboard videos. He's on Blaze TV now.
Sure, and all 8 people on YouTube are watching it. Like Glenn Beck was
a few of them.
He's one of them.
Leif Garrett was also a thing.
Oh my God, that's an old one.
Huey Lewis in the News was also a thing. And Glenn Beck at one point was a thing.
You're deflecting, Phil. You're deflecting.
No more. Sorry, dude. When he like that, if I was chatting with that guy, that'd be the only thing I'd be talking about. Like, dude, you're Glenn. What? Glenn Beck. But to what he's getting at, everybody's picked their side, Tony. You're a nonpartisan, you're an independent, and let's be frank. Now, I'm sure you've gotten the memo back from headquarters. All the independents. The ones who were predisposed to liking Trump before, and the ones who were predisposed to disliking him before this, I haven't seen any movement in any of the independents.
No, there's not. There's not any movement. There's not going to be any movement. It's the same as every year in every election. But what he's saying here about it not having anything to do with Burisma, like all I'm hearing from the two of you is that it absolutely did. Now the other side is saying that, oh no, it had nothing to do with that, and you're stupid for thinking so. So I'd love some elaboration there.
So what specific part? Read back the part that you're needing a little clarification.
Okay, so Biden admits that he was withholding aid unless they fire the prosecutor, which is correct, and then this is the prosecutor that was going to investigate Burisma. That's incorrect, and this has been explained to me, and I refuse to understand this. And yeah, Biden wouldn't give them aid unless they fired him, but no, it was not corrected to Burisma, and the only reason people think that is because of hearsay. So
Biden
why
said
is
that
this
directly.
hearsay?
It's not when he says so himself publicly.
So
recorded.
I'm just trying to
film.
I'm trying to grasp my head around this. How easy it is for one side to say, well, this is all just nonsense. These people are assuming what this person intended. Yet it's the same thing being said on the other side. Like, no, obviously this is just hearsay because this is all assumed what this person said. This is what drives me nuts about this, because I listen to both sides and I try to make up my mind. Yet I find myself going, well, you're saying it's all implied bullshit while casting judgment on this one, and then it's the exact same thing on the other side. This is why I can't follow it. I can't follow any news source because you can't trust any of them. And one's leaning too hard this way, one's leaning too hard this way, one's in another language. The others read it, and that's obviously really fucking helpful. But it's all just hearsay and bullshit. So you can read an article here, you can post a link and verify your stance with a wonderfully written biased news article or a YouTube video, and all it's going to do is have somebody go, well, that's complete bullshit, or the other person's going to give them a round of applause for being a real American. It's all just goddamn garbage, in my
political tribalism. Each person is in their political tribe and nobody's moving, if you've noticed.
But nobody wants to claim that they're a liberal. That's the problem. The people that are so dead set against Donald Trump, the Republicans, and then they also claim that, no, I'm not a liberal, I'm not a Democrat, I'm a libertarian at worst. I'm nonpartisan myself, but fuck everything Donald Trump, the piece of shit, and Democrats aren't so smart either.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. I'm nonpartisan, I'm independent, but Donald Trump's a piece of shit, and every Republican that ever lived is the worst piece of shit that ever. Yeah, it's kind of weird how everybody wants to pretend. There's a lot of fake moderates. Like, it's like almost like a fashion accessory. It's like, look at how moderate I am. It goes with my winter jacket. So it's...
Well, that's the problem I find with myself, because I go into well, they don't like it when you say this, but a lot of people refer to it as the liberal echo chamber of my board. And you go in there with a tidbit that you heard on this side. Now you go, well, I see the discussion here. What about this perspective? And as soon as you fling that perspective in there, the wolf pack jumps on it. And obviously I'm just not that educated, because I do not spend days and weeks following this shit, because I find it just absolutely nonsense.
You
because
have
it's
a
all
life.
Bullshit.
You have a
exactly
life.
Yeah, fuck me for having a life.
I mean,
but Jesus, you go in there with a slightly different perspective, they jump on it and they tell you you're an idiot for thinking that. And if I say, oh, well, maybe it's not as bad as you say it is, then, well, my God, you're a Trumper. You pretend to be a moderate. You pretend to be a nonpartisan, but you're planting your flag with every word that you say. That's what I was told the other day.
Oh, well, that's the thing, Tony, because you are not clearly within their political tribe, and they will keep trying to push you to see what virtue signals you'll put out. But if you keep pushing back, they'll eventually say, well, he's not in the tribe, so he's out of the tribe. So you're either with them or against them, and you're either a part of it or you're the enemy. There is no middle ground.
I'm trying to find some more fun back and forths I had, because I had a couple really just long days of doing this, of time I wasted. Just, I don't know why I do it, honestly.
The time I spend on forums like that, especially during the holidays, is just for my own pure enjoyment. It's just I might get a chuckle out of it a little bit, but other than that, no serious debating is going to come out of me online until like January 2nd. maybe third.
Now, I shared the video of Biden on the stage, basically bragging about getting the guy fired. And I posted that and said, so this does not count as quid pro quo. Response I get, it's been explained to you why this isn't quid pro quo. Biden didn't get anything out of it. Ukraine and the rest of the world did. Compare that to Trump leveraging taxpayer funds for personal gain for help in an election. It's not hard to see the difference. And that got a resounding applause.
I mean, well, it did help Biden directly. It was a form of
nepotism.
nepotism.
Did it not help his son?
Yeah, it's a form of nepotism. Like, I don't understand how you could even make the argument otherwise.
The next
Tony,
response was, no, it doesn't, because he was operating on behalf of the U.S. government and in cooperation with many others for our interests.
Just like
for our interests at the proper direction given to him in his job, and because the text at the beginning is substantiated claims.
So, yeah, I'm sorry, but everything that they think makes Biden virtuous in that moment applies to the president. Every single thing.
So my response
everything
was
that they think makes Trump lacking or unvirtuous somehow is in the exact same way it makes Biden unvirtuous. So this is it's the double-edged sword of our day. It's fucking like, no matter if you want to whip the other person for this, you have made a rod for your own back. And
now that feels, but the thing that I was met with that was, well, this is just the Republicans having no other alternative but to say, since they know Trump's guilty, all they can do is point to Biden and point out his guilt that clearly doesn't exist because our intelligence communities found no guilt.
Because we all know that intelligence community operatives, A, have no personal biases, and B, this is the big one, Tony. We all know spies never lie. Spies are some of the most honest motherfuckers that ever walked this earth. So if it comes from a spy's mouth, take it as gospel.
So here I said, holy blinders, Batman. That was my real quick, simple response. And I got back, how is it blinders? If Trump did literally the exact same thing as Biden, we wouldn't be in this predicament. That is a fact. The difference isn't R and D. It isn't hate for Trump. The actions are just completely different. Biden held IMF loans, international money. Trump held taxpayer funds. Biden held the funds to fire a prosecutor. Trump held funds to get an announcement of investigation into a political rival by a foreign country. Biden held funds with approval of Congress, POTUS, and the IMF, the ones giving the loans out, whereas Trump held the funds with approval of his cronies and disapproval of everyone else.
Cronies. It's so easy to use a word like cronies. First off, there was no investigation of anything. There was no announcement of one because there wasn't one. And there was no withholding of the funds because they ended up getting the fucking money. This is the worst deal in the goddamn world because Trump didn't get anything for it other than this bullshit scenario. And they got all the money.
Just the bitchiness in that tone makes me wonder what's
I mean, obviously I'm hamming that up.
No, I knew you were, but like I was still just listening and like the things that were being said, it was just really bitchy tone. And it occurred to, I was listening to Scott Adams, one of my favorite authors. He's the guy who makes the Dilbert cartoons. And he had a really good point. We all know that when this impeachment makes it to the Senate, it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to either backfire and the Republicans are going to launch something that the Democrats are really going to regret, or they're going to acquit within 48 hours. And it's not going to result in removal of the president. But there was literally a point where you could see Rashida Tlaib. She was actually dancing down the halls, all happy, going to go impeach the president. Nothing is going to happen from it. There will be no removal of the president. It might actually help him in his re-election bid, but they decided to proceed anyways. So what his theory is, the only reason that I can think of that they decided to proceed is it makes them feel better. The fact that they got to do something that they thought might have made Trump sad.
Oh, so they're savoring the moment.
Yeah, well, they think it might make Trump sad, and so that makes them feel better. We're at the point where we are at emotional barbs and jabs with impeachment level politics.
I'd say it's the stupidest fucking thing I've heard, but it's not. It actually is right up the alley of yeah. No.
Like, now think of everybody that you know that hates President Trump. Are they not as gleeful as you've ever seen them? It made them feel better. That's why I say hatred of President Trump might actually be a mental health crisis in this country in the coming days and years.
Oh, I got one for you.
Oh, no.
See, oh no. Phil always hates it when I get ready to share something, especially after last one. I shared the Greta Thunberg page I showed you, Tony. Yeah. Did you guys get to see this one? His Thanos video that he tweeted.
Oh no!
There's a couple of them that are pretty damn funny.
This made Don Lemon lose his fucking mind on
I'm
CNN.
sure. Blow it up to full screen if you can.
The solemn day, I recall the first
Oh, God. Wow. Jeez.
Oh man.
Don Lemon's face on CNN. Okay. His fucking head was about to explode. It was great.
So, okay.
I just wanted Trump to turn to the screen and go, dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. That's what I mean when is a human permeated deeper into the human psyche than that? I don't think so.
So my question, this is just more of this back and forth. I'm enjoying reading back through it, but what did Biden have to gain personally from getting a corrupt prosecutor fired? Like, he literally says he wouldn't give them aid unless they fired the prosecutor investigating Burisma, which his son worked for. But apparently it's only corrupt to help family when a dumbass named Trump does it, I guess. The response I get. First of all, they were investigating Burisma from 2010 to 2012, a time Hunter was not involved in the company. Secondly, for the 13 months Shokin was prosecutor, not a single major figure was convicted for any crime. That is because he was known for starting investigations in order to blackmail the target of said investigation for money and never finish the investigation. If Biden wanted his son to be protected from the law, he wouldn't have left Shokin in place.
So what he's getting at is he got rid of one person that was investigating his son and didn't get rid of somebody else that was maybe going to investigate his son, and they don't think that the guy that didn't get fired didn't get the hint. What the fuck? Like, really? This is the defenses you're getting, and they're patting themselves on the fucking back over this shit. Really?
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. How yeah, there's a lot of backslapping going on.
Hey, guess what? If I say something on this, like, let's say I talk about what's the parabellum mushroom? What the fuck are those mushrooms that one guy was freaking out about?
Yeah, it was the portobello mushrooms.
Yeah, the portobello mushrooms. If I suddenly start talking about portobello mushrooms, and then tomorrow it's like, chicken, I can't come on the dog and chicken show anymore ever again. Nope. Guess what topic you're going to avoid? You will not talk about portobello mushrooms ever fucking again. Prosecutors are no fucking different. So they're just like people too. I mean, they like being 6 feet above rather than 6 feet below. And apparently when you cross fairly powerful people, it doesn't matter.
I think Phil made a good point earlier. If you're going to defend the one, you have to defend the other.
Yeah.
It's hypocrisy.
Yeah. If you find one reprehensible or one virtuous, it's all or nothing. There's no and to me, I take it as business as use you well. And I am deeply offended that a private communication between the duly elected president of the United States has been leaked by the goddamn intelligence apparatus. If this would have happened in the 70s, the entire goddamn CIA would have been fucking shut down.
So here's when the big dick of the forum, the big dick of the forum comes at me with this.
There's always one.
Trump controls all the appointable departments of government and has the resources of every branch of this government at his fingertips. If Biden was guilty of anything, Trump would have those details by now. Instead, he sent his personal lawyer, Giuliani, to Ukraine, not Russia, to get the facts, even though our entire intelligence community has said Biden is in the clear and this Burisma stuff is nonsense. But hey, let's be open-minded, right? So the only people in the world who are saying Biden, Burisma, Hunter is a thing are Trump and his allies. So great. Present your evidence. Show us. Nobody gives a rat's ass about Joe Biden. He's a non-entity who can't even outright claim the Dem nomination despite the cachet of name recognition and all the advantages of being VP under a popular president. So where's the proof? Trump's been in control of all this since 2017, going on 3 years. Where's the proof? Where?
It's funny he asked where the proof is.
Intelligence apparatus, clearly. He's not in control of the FBI or the CIA who keep constantly fucking leaking on him. So, yeah, that's... I'm sorry.
Well, he's asking where's the proof.
Your little dick of your form is just...
He's asking where the proof is, but yet they don't have any proof on Trump. So, like...
Yeah, not a single criminal charge.
I'm like, oh, yeah, where's your proof, motherfucker?
Oh, I'm looking for that. That was... Oh, boy. I got hammered with that
came
shit.
up?
I'll find it.
But
no, there's proof of thoughts
Tony,
and conspiracy.
If there's a pile-on for some folks in a political forum, keep in mind that what's happening there is more political tribalism than anything that's real.
It is. It's a big echo chamber.
Well, you remember on the playgrounds, kids would get in their cliques and little tiny mini gangs would get formed, and us kids on the slide, we don't like those kids over
Phil,
at
what was
swing.
the name of your gang?
The RXW.
Like, share, subscribe, RXW podcast.
So all that being said, so this is just an extension of that same people. We're social creatures. We're going to bunch together in groups, and once you get to a certain IQ level, you want to bunch together in social and political tribes. So it really isn't all that. So, understand it for what it is. These are people that are looking for a group. They've reached a certain level of IQ, but when you fall into a political tribe that hard, you only have a certain plateau as to how high your IQ actually gets. So you're above 70, but you're certainly not 110. So keep that in mind, too.
Well,
if you got a
there's actual IQ, and then there's feelings.
EQ.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, so keep that in mind, T. Yeah, you got to pile on a form. It happens. It's happened to me, and I just always make it into my own fun. So, any other questions that I need to just bat away with the greatest of ease?
Tell us.
I'd like to do this live with somebody, just so we can actually have a screen-on-screen debate.
It'd be fun. But they wouldn't be able to keep up with the charisma and dynamic energy of Phil KOE, so there'd just be no way.
Here's the problem with that thought is I've invited several people that argue with me on whether it's a Facebook message or just a post or Twitter or whatever. Like, I've argued with people, and then I'm like, hey, let's sit down and chat about it. We don't have to be assholes about it on social media, but we talk face to face and share ideas and maybe come to a consensus somewhere. Fuck no, I ain't doing that. I'm fucking doing that. Like, why not? You got Mr. Keyboard Warrior's got some fucking balls and super smart. You can sit there and fucking type all that shit up right now, but goddamn it, you don't want to look me in the eye on a camera or even fucking sit next to me at a bar and have a drink and really talk about it. Like, nope. It's too fucking easy.
dude, I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound a little cynical, but consensus. In this era where nobody wants to concede shit, but we still love to hear about how we're going to bring a consensus despite the fact that nobody really actually thinks that and nobody actually wants it. And so I don't understand this let's reach across the fucking aisle to the other side. It's not going to fucking happen. I'm sorry. We are too fucking divided. We are way more divided than we have ever been in modern history. So they don't want to come on because they don't want to lose face in front of somebody that's not their political tribe. So if you can get one on, good luck, but it's not going to go well. They're going to shut down. They're going to get defensive. They're going to start deflecting. They're going to start minimizing. They're going to start equivocating. They're going to start attacking you, calling you names. That's the way it is when you start to deal with the politically tribally minded.
Yep.
So I'm reading this. I'm at the top of this forum. Of course, we've got a CNN link because they're fair and unbiased. Roughly 90 minutes after President Donald Trump spoke to Ukrainian President Zelensky on July 25th, Trump's political appointees at the White House's budget office were already ordering the Pentagon to freeze security funding for Ukraine. Newly released government documents show. So, what would that mean for evidence?
I'm sorry, I was just popping into something. What? Could you repeat that to me, sir?
Indeed. Roughly 90 minutes after President Trump spoke to Ukrainian President Zelensky on July 25th, Trump's political appointees at the White House's budget office were already ordering the Pentagon to freeze security funding for Ukraine, newly released government documents show.
And the president made an order. Why is the intelligence community not fucking following it?
I said hold the money, bitch.
Like, yes, the president, the commander-in-chief that decides our foreign policy, decides what... There's more to the military than just the fucking Pentagon. The universe is not the CIA. Okay, there's a lot more to consider than just, oh my God, the Pentagon's precious little fucking aid fund that they get a fucking rob off of from all their agents in their fucking country that's actually in the Ukraine. Oh, did I say that? Oops. So yeah, no, I'm so fucking sorry that your aid money got held up 15 fucking minutes, CIA. I'm sorry, your commander-in-chief has given a fucking order. I'm really offended that this is even a topic of debate, to be frank.
So Tony, if that's say that is a true piece of evidence that Donald Trump is withholding funds from Ukraine 90 minutes after the phone call, that's what they're alleging, right?
Yep.
Okay, so say that is true. Did Donald Trump ever say, I'm not going to pay you money unless you prosecute or go after or investigate?
Well, by golly, you can decode that in what he said, apparently.
Well, no, he didn't say it.
If you can read minds, if you're able to read his intent and read through, but no, he never actually said, I will not give you money unless you do this. Like, it didn't come down. He did say, I do need a favor, but so what? So what? That's the way he talks. That's just his general cadence. If he were to talk to you like, all right, chicken, I need a favor from you. This November, I need your vote. You're like... It's like, is that quid pro quo with an American voter? Like,
right.
They would probably impeach him for that. They would try.
Here's what I really think was going on. So, Trump brought up that CrowdStrike thing, which so far has kind of led to nothing. It was Clinton linked, and I think Trump thought there was more to it than that. They had this big push on Russia, and I think he realized, hey, I don't think this is a big Russian thing. I think this is fucking Ukraine, and Ukraine's got this big deal going on. All that Russia shit, that was actually something that was kind of, what's that? When you were a kid and you knew you did something wrong, you got in trouble, so you just blamed it on somebody else. That's kind of what Hillary did.
Yeah. We all try that once or twice.
Yeah, but that's what Hillary was doing.
Hillary never grew out of it.
Yeah, she was doing that to Trump from the get-go with Russia. But then Trump's like, fuck, there was actually shit going on in Ukraine. There's actually something here. and he saw the Burisma thing. He saw the link between Hunter and then he saw the CrowdStrike thing, and he was like, too many things together here. Like, this smells like fucking something's wrong. That's what I think. I think Trump was really saying, dude, this smells like a fucking a bullshit deal. Like, you need to look into this. I really think that's what he was thinking, but he's careful with the words he chose. He even, he had his other people on his team making sure they're texting people and saying, this is not a quid pro quo. Like, he knew what he was doing going into it, but he wanted to make sure his point got across that I know something's fucking going on in Ukraine. And God damn it, the point got across.
Yeah, I mean, and he's top cop.
Yeah.
He's allowed to investigate whatever the fuck he wants. So, I mean, this whole thing is...
It's abuse of power, Phil.
Well, the fact
abuse of power.
On the part of the people that impeached him, due to the fact, and that's provable due to the fact that it was a completely partisan vote.
Oh, it's terrible.
Like, that is actually evidence. So, yes, it's abuse of power by the people that actually tried to levy an impeachment on a duly elected president over hurt feelings.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this is, if you can't tell, I'm very curious what the American right's going to look like in the 2020 election.
Phil, you kind of sound
definitely
like
they're going to be energized.
You sound like a Russian asset right now.
Nope. I'm an American voter. I'm just
That's exactly what a Russian asset would say.
Yes, of course. I'm just a good old-fashioned American voter enjoying a nice little bit of a single malt Speyside scotch this evening over my holiday weekend.
Where was that scotch made? Are you sure it's not vodka from Russia?
It's actually Cardew single malt scotch from the first distillery, or actually not the first, oh God, don't start that, but the longest continuous running distillery in Scotland. Very good stuff. They're an ally. They're an ally. And also, we'll see how the Scotch prices move thanks to Brexit. We'll see what happens there.
Oh,
but
so, in a nutshell, could somebody please explain to me why it's different when sitting president has his vice president do something, and it's okay because all of DC is kind of on board with them and what they do and say, but then when the government gets divided with the next sitting president, he says, hey, directly he does it himself and does this thing, then it's not okay. Like, I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me why one is okay and the other's not without hating Donald Trump while they're telling me.
Oh shit, there you go. I was about to say, Tony, because Orange Man bad.
Yeah.
That's the long and that's why any of this is happening. Orange Man bad. But you're like, but without hating Donald, oh, well, then there's absolutely no fucking reason whatsoever at all. No.
And all you have to do is have a differing opinion than the echo chamber and the Hillary Clintons of the world, and then you're just a Russian asset. So it's really easy to dismiss everybody if you're either a Russian asset because they're not on your side, or they're going to eventually just agree with you and cave because you need to think like me.
The Complete Idiot's Guide to Debating in 2019. Anyone I don't like is a Russian asset. Like, it's just, that's the easier way to do it.
That's
if
fucking
you don't
where
like
we're
it, it's
at.
a Russian. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, you even kind of made the joke, Russia, like, on forums I've been on, I have actually been accused of being a Russian asset before because I don't despise openly President Trump.
My brother Lynn got something happened to his Twitter and he couldn't post anything. I was like, "Yep, I fucking knew it. You're a Russian troll."
Yeah, Jesus, yeah. So it's. I'm sorry. So it's kind of the joke that a lot of people thought was going to happen during the whole Comey thing and with the Mueller thing. Like, they were literally thinking that they were going to find some phone call like this, like, "Hello, Vladimir Putin, it's me, real estate developer Donald J. Trump. My social security number is blank, 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 blank. I'm just calling today because I would like to engage in some collusion. Not only some collusion, but the best collusion." And they're expecting Donald.
This collusion will be fantastic. It'll be perfect.
They're expecting, like, yes, I am Vladimir Putin, Mr. Trump. I've been expecting this call for some time. My operatives are prepared to spend as much time on Facebook as will be possible to secure your election. Tremendous, tremendous. Well, I'm looking forward to some more collusion with you in the future. Keep in touch, Vlad. XOXO. Hugs and kisses. Catch you later. And then, see, Ibaka, that's the art of the deal. That's what they're thinking is they're going to find some point. But that's as far as they could get with that is they found some trolls that might have probably actually not have been Russian.
Oh, my God.
And now we're on to Donald Trump did the normal work of the office of the presidency. But because he's the president, that offends the people of Congress so bad that we need to impeach him. It's been an interesting couple of years. Oh no! Oh no!
We can't even have a good.
Yes, champion, the champ.
What the?
Look at that.
They lost their fucking mind over that picture too.
That's on my Tinder profile. That's my Tinder profile picture.
It's my Tinder.
Holy shit.
There you go, ladies. It's like, yeah, that's me from a few years ago. That's it.
He is the funniest fucking president. Like, whether you love him or hate him, like, he's fucking hilarious.
You better say you hate him.
I don't understand why comedians hate him so much. He's made their job so much easier.
Oh, I know. He's like another George Bush. Like,
oh, he is like 5 George Bushes in terms of comedy value.
Yeah, comedy value. George Bush was good for, like, stupid people jokes, and that was
sound bites.
Yeah.
Fool me once,
can't be fooled again.
Is
throw a fucking shoe at him.
He did duck that shit pretty
yeah, he's got some reflexes.
Whoa, nope, sorry. Get a little box.
I'm quick like a cat.
Don't make me do stuff.
Yeah, don't make me do stuff.
Oh God! So, really, it was kind of funny though that George Bush Sr. did have to live to see Trump kick Jeb around stage one last time before he goes.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh man! And just with one nickname, Donald Trump ensured that he will never be president. Low energy. You can't ever unsee that, can you?
No, and I think, again, love him or hate him, he kept another Bush from joining the White House. He stopped. There was a lot of terrible Republican nominees.
We would be bombing Syria right now as we speak.
Yep.
And there would be from MSNBC to Fox News would be calling you a pro-Saddam Hitler lover if you hate grandma and apple pie if you didn't support every single bomb being dropped on every single hospital. So that's well, sorry.
Right, you're right,
been subjected to 18 fucking years of war propaganda. We should be kind of used to the rhythm by now. So,
oh, wow.
Well, yeah, but so that's the one thing I do like about President Trump. He actually kept us out of a war with Syria. He's actually trying, kind of, sort of, at least trying to get something that you could kind of, sort of, maybe actually not really call peace on the Korean Peninsula. I mean, at least the fucker's given a shot. So, in terms of peace, I give the guy an A. If you don't like anything else he's done, that's fine. But in terms of trying to keep the peace in the world, I give the guy an A. Nobody gets an A+.
Do you guys want to jump off Trump for a minute?
Why? Is he just going to circle back around one way or another somehow? I said, he's related to everything. Let's see if you can do it. Let's see if we can find a topic that we can't.
Sometimes you just got to put that drink down.
We can. Let's just see if we can Kevin Bacon 7 degrees separation it back. Prince Andrew, Virginia. Yes, we can easily bring this back.
So Prince Andrew accuser Virginia Roberts. I'm not suicidal in case something happens to me.
She's so fucking dead. I'm so sorry. Oh my God, Virginia,
Tony, I think I
you're
found one of my alternates in my Deadpool this year.
Ah,
I was
damn
gonna
it!
say if you oh damn girl, I'm so sorry, Virginia. You better just like have a phone on you recording yourself everywhere
Oh
you
my
go,
God.
live streaming like, hi YouTube, hi Facebook, still alive. I'm on my way to court to testify. Not
Yeah,
wanting to
and
die.
she's gonna have. There's gonna be a super close friend from high school of hers that jumps on CNN that says, "Yeah, she pretty much talked about committing suicide daily. It was crazy how much she talks about it." And it's
can I
gonna be
have my
that
money
one
now?
same dude that they hire to go to everything.
Can I have my money now?
Yeah.
She
What's
was
that
really
dude's name?
suicidal.
What's that dude's name? That fucking geeky looking guy that just happens to be at like all the mass shootings.
Oh, God.
Oh God, I don't know who you're talking about there.
I'm gonna
Boy, that's
find it.
to have.
Hang on, I'm gonna find it.
I just happen to have some really bad timing.
So I'm just gonna Google search that. Weird guy is at every mass shooting. Let's see what we get.
There's one conspiracy theory. It's not really a conspiracy theory.
This guy.
It's a 4chan joke where they just say he's the mass shooter every time. Let's see the face and let's see if it's the guy.
Here, I got it. Let me pop it up here.
Dude with glasses and spiky hair.
This guy.
Oh, David Hogg. No, that's not the meme. There's a meme of there's this dude with glasses and spiky hair that they every time there's a mass shooting, people just immediately say he's the shooter for some reason. I don't know what
I know what
it's
you're
such a
talking about.
distinction, but yeah, David
Yeah.
Hogg. He's boy. So we're
The
jumping
crisis
into
actor.
this, are we? No, he's not a crisis actor. He was at, or maybe at least kind of around a school when a shooting happened. That part's not exactly clear what his exact proximity was, but he was a student of a school that got a mass shooting, and ever since then he's been a gun control advocate.
Yeah,
So,
I thought there was something. I'm going to look it up because I thought he was. There's something about him being around for another one. Like, just sounds like super bad luck. He just happened to be near another one. So now, it's a big thing.
he's also a meme now where if a bridge collapses, he'll go, so there I was with the bridge collapsing. So there I was. But, like, it doesn't matter what, like, so there I was watching Trump try to collude with Russia. So there I was watching Trump with his quid pro quo. He's a new meme now. Welcome to 2019. If you're in the public eye, sorry, you're a meme now.
So it's going to be him that talks about his good friend Virginia and how she was super suicidal.
Yep. I'm sorry, if you're that close to two major mass shootings, you kind of might start thinking you're hanging around with the wrong fucking people.
Right?
Maybe you might want to start carrying a gun.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! How many fucking mass shootings? God damn, man! What the fuck? Like,
fool me once, shame on me.
Fool me once, but fool me twice. Okay, god damn it, that's a little shame on me. God damn it!
Fool me 3 times, can't get fooled again.
If I was in 2 mass shootings, I wouldn't leave the house without at least maybe one and then a backup piece. My God.
So he was involved. Or he was on site for. Let me see. One of 20 founding members of the Never Again group.
But he wasn't in Building 7.
Oh, God. We need to do a Building 7 episode.
Oh, God. The Stoneman Douglas High School shooting. That's the one he was at.
Yep.
There we go. So I'm trying to see, because I thought there was some big conspiracy that he was at another one. And there's a huge, like, I'm finding all these crazy articles of conspiracy involving him. And wow.
Well,
there you go, chicken. Woof.
Yeah, but I don't think Chicken's got the budget of Alex Jones.
Right.
I don't think he wants to deal with the fucking shitstorm that comes with that. So it's like, yeah. I mean, if we get a bit better crowdsourcing going, we'll start to tackle some conspiracy theories like that. But
I could lose my mind about the crazy fucking frog people.
And then finds out 10 years later, scientists come out, oh, okay, yes, maybe some of the chemicals are kind of turning the frogs gay. Like, God damn it, how many fucking Alex Jones conspiracies are going to be proven right 10 years later?
I like really yelled that and slammed on the table. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in a fucking hotel room. I better really.
And there's nobody else talking to you, so it's just they're hearing a one-sided conversation. So they think you are out of your fucking mind.
That's great.
Let me tell you, no. 30 seconds later, yeah.
Frog people.
The frogs are gay. Oh my god.
Oh, here you go.
Oh no.
I'm gonna. This is gonna be a good one. You're gonna love this. It's from my favorite political satirist. Fuck this guy. Not because of this, but just fuck Trevor Noah. Period. I hate that guy.
Congratulate on finally winning a popular vote.
Trevor Noah ruined the Daily Show.
I was about to say, I hope you don't like him because, Trevor Noah, when he took over the Daily Show, it became a steaming pile of shit. What made Jon Stewart special was, yes, he had his bias and he let them well known, but there was moments when you actually let the entire audience laugh. When you watch Trevor Noah, Samantha Bee, John Oliver, if you get a laugh, that is incidental to their soapbox preaching at you.
Yeah,
like
it is
if
a
they're
lot of
wagging
preaching.
their finger at you and you happen to get a laugh, that is not even necessary and kind of a nicety. They're there to get their point across to you. And so, I don't really know what causes the Daily Show to still be on anymore. I don't understand who watches it or why they watch it. Certainly not because it's funny.
No.
I mean,
anything else on politics? Can we move on to another topic yet? Jesus.
What? We're about done, I think. What? God, I would hope. Was there any more development with the Tulsi Gabbard Google thing?
I don't know about the Google thing. We talked a little bit about Tulsi when you kind of stepped out. Like, I was bringing up the fact that, like, she is everything you would want in a Democratic candidate.
Well, there's a reason for that.
It's because she is not on Hillary's side, and so I went off on a tangent of why would you be on Hillary's side nowadays, and why would you even be with this fucking shitty party that can't even back their own goddamn people anymore, and they eat themselves alive every goddamn day. Like,
I found out why I didn't hate her.
Fucking garbage dumpster.
I found out why I didn't hate her. I was completely unaware of, but she is a Republican in Democrats' clothing. That's what I was told.
Yeah,
oh God, she's not though. She's very progressive.
Our lefties on the forums I follow, they say about her, she's a Republican in Democrats' clothing.
Why? How is that possible?
Which basically means she's to the right of Bernie Sanders on healthcare.
Because she's not in the fringe.
Yeah, which, God, I hate to say this. It makes me feel this. But Mayor Pete was kind of right. The purity tests are going to be the reason why the snake eats its own tail for the Democrats.
Yep.
Well, I think the people that have a problem with her now are just pissed because she was the one on the vote that didn't vote yay or nay to impeach Trump.
What'd she vote? She voted present?
Yeah, present. She didn't decide one way or the other.
Which,
makes me like her even more.
Well, I get it, but at the same time, like, wow, way to really stand on your principles there, Tulsi. Way to really show them what you stand for when you're
it's a nice way to
storm of nonsense. Well, I'm still here though.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice way to just kind of flip them off and been like, this is a waste of my time. Present.
No, that right there is cracking me up because everybody shit on her in the echo chamber, if you will, because she did that, like, the fucking Republican and Democrats' clothing. Go figure she didn't want to sully her name saying one thing or the other. What a bitch. And here's Phil going, well, gee, way to take a stance, Tulsi, you fucking bitch. So it's great, an actual nonpartisan way of doing it, and she just gets absolutely slapped around for both sides of it. Go fucking figure.
Well, Tony, as we know, if you can get a reaction from both sides, you're making good business.
Yep.
But
Well, there's the problem, because
industry.
people are like, oh, God, why doesn't she just run as an independent? Why? Because that would be a fucking suicide mission for one, but also
donate to her independent run campaign.
Well, but then the other thing is she said she's not going to do that, just flat out. Because obviously, if she runs as an independent, she's not going to win. And then the Democrats are going to cry foul because those were our votes. Those should have been our votes. We would have won the election had you not run as an independent and stolen our votes.
I'm like Krieger over here from Archer. What? No, what? Like, yeah, that's why do you think I'm convinced that when like fucking Nader ran, like high-end Republicans were his biggest donors. I'm almost convinced of it. Ralph Nader was fucking going for it a decade ago.
Now, Tony, so when it comes back to Tulsi going after Google, so I just verified. It doesn't sound like as far as I know, nothing's happened from it yet. But it still goes back to, I think we talked about this before. It goes back to them being either a government entity or a private business. So however the court rules on this may force a determination on if we are going to start looking at these big companies as more of a government entity rather than just a public utility versus a private company. Because if it's a private company, they can tell you to fuck off anytime they want to.
Right. These tech companies and these social media platforms, they get away with not having to follow the amendments because they have their own community standards. So they can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want and get away with it whole-handedly and not even have to worry about it.
When they start to impact a presidential election.
Well, there you have it. And here, this is the most beautiful part of this. The big dick in my forum that, made his opinions known and called me an idiot. As soon as I brought that up, I'm like, well, gosh, it just sucks for her that Google interfered with her campaign. Well, how? How did they interfere? Like, for a few hours after that first debate, they pulled her ads and didn't even give a reason, and they're not taking any response. They may or may not have. No, they did. This absolutely happened. I don't know what you're deflecting this for. Now, it's not like she only had like 2% anyway. She was a non-factor. She's not important enough to Google to try to swing it one way or the other. Yeah, this is a conspiracy theory at best.
She was the number one Googled person.
But that doesn't matter, apparently.
No. That guy
it's a conspiracy.
Like a fucking dick. I want to meet him.
Oh, trust me, the people that act like the big dicks of forums, you really don't want to meet. They're not interesting people.
No, well, that's the fun part is when you meet them in person, you're like, oh, that was you? Aw.
So, Chicken, anything else you'd like to round up on the political dumpster fire?
No, I'm done with politics. Tony, you done with politics? Can we move on?
Until next year.
Fuck all y'all motherfuckers, and I'll see you next year for politic.
Okay.
All right,
moving on. Jesus, it's the end of a decade. We are 9 days away from 2020.
Yeah.
So, last 10 years. Best moments, worst moments? What are your thoughts?
Obviously, Donald Trump being elected is the worst fucking moment in the history of the world, not just the last decade, and probably going to mean we all die in 2020.
At least.
I don't think it matters who's president. We might all just die. Let's be honest.
Well, eventually, nobody gets out of this shit alive. Got to remember that.
Yeah, there is that.
So, oh God, been quite a 10 years, hasn't it, gentlemen?
I think, God, recently, I think it's just the way that social media has taken over fucking life itself. That's got to be the worst.
So, yeah, social media, streaming, technology, phones. Like 10 years ago, we had buttons.
Internet killed the retailer star. Internet killed the retailer star. Sears went bye far. Like, yeah, it didn't take long for these fucking retail giants to go bye. Jeff Bezos is sucking up all that money. So
10 years ago, there weren't selfies.
There were, they just weren't called selfies.
What the fuck who was doing them?
They were called self-shot, and then the word selfie was discovered or coined.
So self shots were done on what, like disposable cameras or? Oh my God, that's an old-fashioned sentence right there.
No, I'll find it. I'm going to find the oldest.
Can you even buy a disposable camera anymore?
Yes, you can. You can do it in your store.
Wow.
Now, this is going to be shocking to people on the coasts, Chicken, but like 10 years ago, you and I were new parents.
Yeah.
It's like people on the coast, like, what? You're not 43 with a 401k? What? You didn't? Why would you have children? Oh my God. No, it's just how that happens.
Some of the oldest dated selfies. Here you go. This is the one I'd seen before, like one of the first ever selfies right there. Isn't she pretty?
Oh, wow.
Look at that camera.
That's creepy.
I had to use a mirror.
Like sent me seeing a fucking horror movie.
I love that if there was a kitchen counter and her ass was pointed towards the camera a little bit more, it'd be like, man, nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
Selfies. They've come a long way. My God.
They have.
Now, it's kind of funny that every year there's a new people who died taking selfies.
Yeah. Sometimes
dude in front of a train, shark jumping up out of the water, guy tries to get a selfie. Shockingly, shark jumped up a few more feet out of the water than he thought possible.
Yeah. This is also the decade
natural
of
selection.
This is the decade of what were the little spinny things? Fidget spinners.
Fidget spinners, God. Yeah. Those pieces of shit. Fucking Pet Rock was more valuable than those.
Oh my God, I forgot about Pet Rocks too. That was a thing.
The decade legal weed started just flooding the fucking country.
Well, that's a good thing though. My God. Finally.
Yeah, but I mean, like, wow. And I never thought such a thing would ever happen. 10 years ago, it was
10
rare.
years ago,
you had to know a guy to know a guy to know a guy to even find even a tiny little pinch of marijuana, and now everybody and their fucking aunt.
Yep.
Like their aunt and their third cousin. So it's only a matter of time before that changes. I could see the laws changing within 36 months, honestly.
Yeah, I could too. I think that's how Trump gets reelected personally.
Yeah.
I think
there you go. Trump's going to make weed legal, and they're still going to find a way to shit on it.
You know he doesn't give a shit what Republicans think of him at the end of the day. So like,
no.
I could see like all the like you get closer to the election, and he's like, put it on my desk. I'll sign it.
Yep.
Like Republicans be like, fuck, no. Be like, bitch, you want reelected next year? Like,
dude, Mitch McConnell's already lined himself up to be making shit tons of money if marijuana becomes legal. It's just that
anybody who's smart enough to have money is already invested.
So, yeah, trust me, the minute that gets to the president's desk, trust me, there's going to be a slew of Republicans ready to make a shit ton of money off of this. So don't think that's not going to be a reality. So I'm just wondering when it's going to happen. And President Trump is usually pretty good about being the president to do something that a president is eventually going to do. And a good example of that is Space Force. Yeah. There will eventually be a Space Force. So why not be the first person to say Space Force? Like, Tony, you have children, Tony, you have chicken. Yeah. Tony, you have children.
What the fuck?
Sorry. Little slip of the tongue there. Tony, you have children. Chicken, you have children. I have a daughter. 10,000 years from now, if our progeny is exploring the stars, they will learn in school about a man named Donald Trump that founded the Space Force. Let that sink in for a minute. That's why I say we are living in times that will be scrutinized by future generations.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Nobody, like Eisenhower was not out there himself laying out the freeway and interstate system. It is still to this day credited to Eisenhower.
Yeah.
The same is going to happen when your children's children explore the stars. They're gonna, and this was founded by a man named Donald Trump. Yeah, Donald Trump. He's the guy who started this. All right, so what are we doing? Yeah, that's.
They say he was a genius businessman, became president. Huh, interesting.
And WWE Hall of Fame inductee.
What? Wow.
Yeah, that's the best thing about it.
You suppose he still wears his inductee ring?
I hope so.
God.
I would.
God, this decade been a fucking hell of a trip, gentlemen.
Let's say, I feel like we've gotten nothing accomplished in the last 10 years.
Oh, I've had some very good times, some very bad times, and I've had all the times in between. I've lived my life, and honestly wouldn't trade it for the world.
I'm trying to find something worldwide, not ourselves personally. Like, we kick ass.
I mean, yeah,
we kick ass. Yeah, fuck the rest of the world, though.
Yeah, the rest of the world's a dumpster fire, fucking shit. But
yeah, exactly.
I'm having a good time.
So let's.
Well,
see.
we got sex. We got CCTV stripper robots. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Israeli-Palestinian conflict that started in 1948, still going on.
Oh, that. We will all be long dead, and that shit'll still be fucking raging.
War on terror, Afghanistan, and Iraqi conflict. Still going on.
Never end.
Wow, I found some
Hey, we took out Libya pretty quick. Gaddafi. That was only like what a 6-month operation.
Oof. Oh boy, that guy died in a pretty brutal way. Sorry.
Yeah.
But that motherfucker actually had the nerve to tell everybody, "What have I ever done to you?" Like, oh my God, just stop talking.
Had the rise and fall of ISIS.
What the fuck? I was about to say, there's been boy bands that have had longer runs than ISIS did.
Yeah, and where did we get ISIS from?
Let's not get into that, Tony. You said it, not me.
Thanks, Obama.
Well, when you give the fuckers 45-minute warnings, well, we're going to be bombing this area in 45 minutes.
Yep.
Trump stopped giving the warnings, and what do you know? Their ranks started thinning out pretty quick.
Weird. So, wow. Just some of these are terrible. Jesus. Haiti struck by a devastating earthquake in 2010. Oh, that's good. Forgot. Yep, there's that. North Korea conducts its third nuclear test in 2013. A meteor explodes over Russian city of Chesnitz.
What about a Malaysian air flight or a Malaysian airline?
God. That was great. That one, I just watched people in the news, their brains melt. Don Lemon actually said, could there have been a black hole that opened up into another dimension? I lost all respect for him as a reporter that moment. I still kind of had some. Well, I still had some illusion that he was still kind of a reporter. Then he said that shit. Was like, wow, dude, you even think that one through?
April 2010, the first iPad came out.
Oh wow, 2010, huh?
Yep. And Lady Gaga wore a meat dress to the VMAs that year as well.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Lady Gaga.
Was Steve Jobs still alive at that point?
Think so, yeah. Wasn't he?
All right.
I don't remember. When did he die?
At that point? Because when he died, I made the prediction that you weren't going to see any new major innovations out of Apple, and it was just going to be iPad 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, iPhone 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever product they currently have.
2011.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so far.
2011.
All right. So, yeah, but at that point, he thought he was going to be able to eat fruit and do ups his cancer away. So,
well, before he passed away, probably no coincidence, Rebecca Black's Friday was released. You all remember that one?
Nope. Sure don't.
April 2011, millions tuned in to watch a royal wedding.
Oh,
my
God.
God.
Everybody was planking in 2011.
Yeah, I remember planking.
Yeah.
I don't remember doing it. I remember hearing about it. I don't remember knowing anybody who did it. It's kind of like people that did blackface way back in the 80s. I don't know anybody who did it. I heard about it.
Yeah.
In July
2012,
2011, we lost Harry Potter. We said goodbye to the world of Harry Potter.
2012, 2013 were 2 years of, I'm a farmer, horrible drought. Horrible, fucking awful drought. I knew a lot of farmers that were having a hard time figuring out how they were going to put shoes on their kids' feet. Luckily, we had an irrigation system set up so that we could actually get through it. And we actually had some pretty reasonable crops that year, despite the horrible drought. 2014 is like the Steve Earle song, "The rain came down like the showers from the angels above." So that's the thing that I remember about this little piece of the decade we're getting into.
Well, July 2012, Gangnam Style became the most watched video ever.
Oh, God.
And then coincidentally, in December, everybody thought the world was going to end because of the Mayan apocalypse.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yes, we all, it was hilarious. I was having a Mayan apocalypse party that year. I remember.
Well, and then proof that it did end in February 2013, the Harlem Shake went viral.
The what?
Harlem Shake. Yeah.
Oh, my
Phil doesn't
God.
remember the Harlem Shake.
You want to hear some of the top songs of the decade?
Oh God!
Cool.
This will take you back.
We don't want YouTube to rip it down the second you start playing 8
I'm not going to play them. I'm just going to read them.
Okay.
2010.
I'll sing them if I can remember.
2010, Kings of Leon, Use Somebody was
I remember that.
the record of the year at the Grammys.
Somebody that I used to. Yeah.
Keisha, whatever, TikTok.
Kesha.
Rolling in the Deep by Adele in 2011.
I actually like that one.
Somebody That I Used to Know was in 2012 by
Gotcha. Yeah.
Gotcha, whatever.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Macklemore was the next year with Thrift Shop. 2014 was Happy by Pharrell Williams.
Hey, you're forgetting 2013. What Does the Fox Say?
Nope.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That wasn't on mine.
I was about to say, that's a couple years later, isn't it? That's 2013?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
That's one of my daughter's favorite songs, even to this day. What does the fox say?
Here you go, Phil. Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim, 2011, best game.
Ever. All time. Still no games topped it.
July through August 2014, everybody was doing the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Except for me.
God, I remember that.
Oh, my God. February 2015, the internet had a heated debate over the color of a dress.
Oh, fuck. I hated that. That was the dumbest goddamn thing.
Phil, you don't remember
that?
Was
it black or gold, or was it blue or black?
Oh, my God. Phil, you don't remember? All right, here. I'm just going to pull it up. What color?
Let's find out.
Let's
find out what Phil thinks it is.
Yeah, we're going to get Phil's take on what this is. You don't remember this for real? This was this took everything by storm. There you go. What color is that?
I'm seeing gold and white.
Wow.
Yeah. He's got something wrong with his eyes. It's blue and black.
Okay.
Actually.
Oh, okay. Well, then if you're going to show me the rest of it, okay. That's blue and black.
Actual picture. Let's see what that looks like, because the lighting of that made it look, No, I thought it was actually, wasn't it actually?
It all looks, I don't remember what it actually was.
I'm trying to remember what it actually was, because I don't think it was blue and black. I think it was white and gold.
I actually never really cared.
Now we got to know. It was confirmed as blue and black. I always thought it looked blue and black.
Yeah, blue on black.
That's what it's known as. That's what it's known as on Wikipedia. The dress.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And it got that much infamy that it just became known as the dress.
Yeah, and I never saw anything but blue and black, and then people were like, no, it's white and gold. And then I looked at it a bunch more times, like, well, maybe. Yeah, some crazy shit right there. That's like that song, like, was it last year, like a year ago? There's like a song or somebody saying something, and everybody heard it one way, or you heard it a different way.
Laurel or Yanni.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that shit was annoying, too.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I've never actually heard it, so I don't know which one. Actually.
Well, let's just fucking find that.
God damn it.
While you're pulling that one, I got another one for you. There was this one was a couple years ago, but I saw it pop up again the other day. It was do a Google search for the top 50 most searched women and look at number 7. And every time it's Justin Bieber.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber at number 7. Wow, Britney Spears still in the top 10.
Yep, Lady
As
Gaga's
she
number
should be.
1. Ugh.
What's she done to warrant such a thing? I'm sorry. Like,
I don't know.
Britney's just kind of living off on her own now. Let her do that. But I don't know why she's still,
go.
whatever.
Poor girl.
All right, what do you hear?
Laurel. Laurel.
Laurel.
Laurel.
Laurel.
Laurel. Laurel.
Laurel. The whole time.
Laurel. 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 Laurel.
Yeah, once you start
This
trying
is really
to hear
fucking
it,
annoying.
Laurel. Laurel.
I'm pretty sure it actually. I think that was the one that actually was Yanni. I think. Oh jeez. Wait, what's this?
Get out! Get
Oh
out!
my
Get
God,
out!
no.
Get out now!
I'm not
Get
getting
out!
out. I'm not getting
Oh,
out.
God.
So clearly Laurel.
It's Laurel.
Now I hear Yanni.
It's Laurel. But I could deflect and divert to Yanni.
I hear Yanni.
It's clearly Yanni.
Yanni. Definitely Yanni.
Yanni's a winner. Laurel's a loser.
Sarah, it's been reported that you hear Laurel. How do you respond?
Clearly you're getting your information from CNN because that's fake news. All I hear is Yanni.
Ha!
Oh man, that's Laurel.
Laurel. It's Laurel, America. Definitely hashtag Laurel.
Who's Yanni?
I hear Kofefi.
That's good shit. I hear Kofefi. That's what I'm talking about. You can't hate the guy. That's fucking funny. I
He
don't care
does
who
that
you
shit
are.
from the Oval fucking Office. Oh my God. It's fucking hilarious. So
He takes one of the
Oh,
dumbest
man.
things America wasted their time with a year ago or 2 years ago, and made it funny.
I'm trying to find out what it actually was, and there's really no.
When I heard the recording and on that one, it sounded like Annie the whole time, but the one you played, it sounded like Laurel.
That's what I mean. Yeah, because like you hear the original, and yeah, you're like, okay, it's Laurel, and then if you hear a playback of the playback, it's a higher pitched voice, and it becomes Yanni. So that was one of those weird. That was just like that dress thing.
I'm hearing Kavivi.
Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
buddy.
Continuing my list, February 2015, Apple released racially diverse emojis.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And
that was
then-
when I could change my yellow thumb to a somewhat darker white guy thumb.
Well, then
'Cause I had
in
a
June,
tan. I wanted to look like I had a tan.
in June 2015, same-sex marriage became legal in the U.S.
Was it that late? I thought that was
Yeah.
earlier.
Nope.
Wow.
I'm just chuckling because for an entirely personal story, something funny happened to me the very day that happened, so I'll never forget it. So, continue.
Oh, now I'm curious, Phil.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Did you partake in a marriage license or?
June 26th is my ex-wife's birthday, so she got fucking pissed. Ruined the whole fucking day that her birthday from now on and forever is fucking gay marriage legalization day. And the whole fucking day was ruined. Nothing I could do could fucking bring it back. And it was like, she alienated friends over this issue. And now her birthday is cool gay marriage day. So that's my, like, when you said, funny you should bring that up.
So every time there's a holiday like that, I just need to post it. Just in case somebody gets so pissed like that.
All right, Tony, you got something else in the for the next one? I'll cut us back.
February 2016. Leonardo DiCaprio finally wins that Oscar.
Oh, thank God.
For which movie?
That was The Revenant.
The Revenant.
Yes.
The Revenant.
Yes.
Okay.
Revenant.
The one where he had to wrestle the CGI bear.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then in May of 2016,
which I never seen because it sucked.
I didn't either. May of 2016, Harambe becomes an internet phenomenon.
Oh, save Harambe.
Oh my God. The Harambe memes to this minute are still fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they are.
Gotta pull one out for my boy Harambe.
It's like
July 2016, the world went Pokemon Go crazy.
Oh, yep.
God.
You ever looked at like the highest grossing films versus the Academy Award winning films?
Oh, Tony, big one we need to address, I believe, is either October or November of 2015. The Undertaker faced off for the last time against Brock Lesnar in a Hell in a Cell match.
That's true.
We watched that one, and it's what kind of got me back into wrestling.
2016, I think.
15 or 16. I thought it was 15.
Well, let me tell you. Google.
Now, you guys ever do that though, where you pull up the highest grossing film versus which one won the best picture award?
Oh, the awards are fucking horse shit that mean nothing.
They are. They're terrible.
There's movies that they make that they jokingly call them Oscar bait. They're just doing it to get an Oscar so that the actors and everybody involved can say, I'm an Oscar nominated or Oscar winning actor. So you will pay me this much for this movie. I am an Oscar nominated director. So it's all just horse shit. It's like chicken. I am the Dog and Chicken Show Awards, and I nominate you, Chicken, for the Dog and Chickeny. My
Dog and Chickeny.
God, I am a Dog and Chickeny nominated. So, yep, that one got me back in.
August 2017, we experienced the total solar eclipse. That one was actually pretty important for us here in
that was pretty cool.
Tiny towns of Nebraska because people from all over the country.
I was up here in South Dakota and it was fucking cloudy.
The exact middle of the eclipse actually passed right over one of my fields.
Yeah.
I was in the driveway. It actually passed right over the driveway. We actually found the exact center. I was thinking about actually spray painting a sign for parking $20, but it had just rained the night before, so I wasn't able to do that.
That's too bad. You would have made a killing.
Oh, I would have cleaned up, but then my dad pulled up shortly thereafter, and I would have had to cut him in on the.
Yeah, fair enough.
He'd be like, Phil, what the fuck? Cut me in, you bastard.
Oh, boy. From a fun one to a shitty one, October 2017, the hashtag #MeToo movement took off.
Oh, boy. Like, now Bill Cosby sits in federal prison based on no physical evidence. Enjoy that for the next 20 years, America. That's not going to come back and bite you.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry.
You know what? I'm okay with that one because there's enough creepy shit about Bill Cosby that I just don't doubt that it's true.
Oh, He's a creep, but Tony, guess what? Not doubting it's true isn't physical evidence. You are innocent until you are proven guilty. That is what makes our system of justice better. And Bill Cosby got convicted in the court of public opinion. To me, that now, granted, that's the problem. All you gotta do is convince some jurors.
No.
But based on no physical evidence. So that one. Now, granted, the Me Too movement has done some good. You can get as angry as you want to. It's done some good. But I still maintain Bill Cosby sits in a federal prison based on no physical evidence, and that is not a standard of justice that any human can adhere to. So that one is one of the bad sides of the decade. So
moving right along
down the line, sir.
January 2018, there was a false missile warning in Hawaii.
Yep. I remember.
I chat with a guy from Hawaii. He was telling me all about that. They were freaked the fuck out.
I bet, dude.
May of 2018, there was another royal wedding. Dress sucked again. And October 2018, a Banksy painting self-destructed. That's kind of funny, actually.
Yep. And then in 2019, we sold a banana with duct tape for 120 grand.
Yep.
That
January
was
2019.
a great tax write-off - loophole for somebody to get out of paying taxes, wasn't it?
Yep.
Like, I'll pay you. Well, that's exactly what that was. I'm sorry, but like, as a guy that understands how to make write-offs, like, that's all that was. Somebody paid for $180,000 piece of bullshit art so you can actually write that off on your taxes. He just had to get himself underneath the tax bracket, helped out a buddy of his in the process. So that's all that was.
That's actually brilliant.
Some horseshit tax avoidance. So yeah, that's it. So, shit, but yeah, that's all that was. So moving right along.
January 2019, the most diverse class of lawmakers in history was sworn into Congress.
Oh, God. Was it, though?
And
sure. It's not very diverse.
Not in terms of ideology, no.
Yeah, not in ideology.
Not intellectually diverse.
Nobody cares about
but it's
that.
But it's like, to me, I always like the Doug Stanhope bit about how, I'm Irish, or I'm Scottish, or I'm German. Really? Is that the most interesting thing about you is fucking trivia?
Yeah.
Really? That's like, talking to you, the more interesting things about you are your thoughts, or your ideas, your perspectives on the world. Not the fucking, I'm fucking Irish. Like, what the fuck? No. So, like, when they say we're so diverse, like, well, that's interesting, but only on the trivial level.
Yeah. You're only as diverse as the people you talk to sometimes.
And in April 2019, we got our first ever photo of a black hole.
You guys took a picture of my butthole?
God, black hole. You're going to hate me for this, but I got to bring it back. That CNN article of the 90 minutes after Trump spoke to the president in Ukraine, blah, blah, blah. They froze the funds, blah, blah, blah.
You can't get away from Trump, chicken.
Jesus Christ. He is in every aspect of our lives these days. We can't even talk about...
I actually responded to that article with the word "and?" ? Because of Phil's wonderful response. And I got back, and we have admission from Trump, and now evidence to back up the admission. So it wasn't just about saying things and nothing happening. It was actually planned and orchestrated by the White House. Pretty interesting that you continue to think nothing is being admitted and nothing is wrong. This is our commander-in-chief right here. If I had done what he did in my role as a U.S. Air Force sergeant, I'd have been brought up on charges and chased out of the military.
You're a sergeant. He's the president. You're a subordinate. He's the commander. Sorry. Like, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like, that's my only reply to that. Like, you're a subordinate. He's the fucking commander. Don't like it? Fucking tough fucking cookies, man. You're not the first person in military history to not like the orders they were given. So yeah, I'm sorry, zero sympathy. Don't give a shit. This is fun. Got anybody else in this forum you need to slap down?
I'd give you my login info and let you go crazy if I didn't think I'd be banned within an hour.
Hour and a half.
No, I'm over under says 48 minutes tops. And that's being generous.
So, gentlemen, now here's a tough one. Here's a real tough one. Predictions for the coming decade.
Ooh.
Oh.
All right.
My first one, I'll start off. 3D printing is going to revolutionize everything in our day-to-day lives. It's going to become a banality within about 8 years. Like, we won't even think anything of 3D printing. Like, if I need another one of these keys, I'll get a version of it 3D printed rather than doing anything else. If I need...
Probably from an app off your phone.
Yeah, I need another
probably
plastic
be an
bottles. I won't
Apple
even
phone.
buy plastic bottles. They'll just be 3D printed. Yeah. When manufacturing is brought to the individual and they don't have to be skilled in craftsmanship in order to manufacture, the world is going to change.
Yeah, I could see that because it won't necessarily. And you brought up the app thought or through your phone, Tony. That's going to replace a lot of your brick and mortar stores and a lot of business shops and a lot of different things. What you're actually going to be buying is the design. Like, you'll pay for the design that you want.
Ink for your printer.
Whatever. Yeah, but it's also, you're going to be buying the blueprints and the design. So if I want a bigger water bottle, I need to pay for that, and then I have that design, and I only get it'll be like a prescription, and I only get so many uses out of it before I have to re-up
there'll
and buy
be
it again.
Open source of all that shit.
Oh yeah, that'll be hard to stop.
You won't be able to stop the presses on that one. It's what I found.
Do you think that's why it's such a slow start right now? Because 3D printing's there. Like,
it's the cost scale is, and everything has to be done with plastics. The minute they start figuring out how you can just insert base blocks of steel, hit a button, and come back 2 hours later, and like I said, like a key, for example, or a functioning stapler, you just have to reassemble it yourself. We're going to get there soon, within 10 years. And then you will never buy another stapler. You will never buy another ashtray. You'll never buy another bottle. I'm just looking around. You won't buy another goddamn paper printer. You won't buy, like, when we start getting to the point where we can 3D print computer circuits, like, the possibilities are endless. You'll print up your own computer at one point. It will be a self-evolving evolution of technology. So that's my big prediction for the coming decade.
Yeah, that sounds more realistic than AI taking over in 10 years. Like, that sounds way more realistic.
Jesus. God. Is that your prediction?
Everybody talks about AI. I don't see that being nearly the same. Like, everybody thinks the singularity is going to take over. And the reason we all think that is because the last great invention that was supposed to make our lives all better turned on us, and that was government. Government was this thing that we invented that was supposed to make our lives better and safer, and has turned on us and now dominated us. And so now we're afraid that technology is going to do the same thing. So
kind of in that same stratosphere, then, I'm going to say we have our first female president.
If Donald Trump decides to self-identify as a female while he's in office,
it'll be a Democrat, obviously. Probably a name alone.
Do you think it'll be Ivanka? She is a registered Democrat.
No.
She's a registered Democrat. The Trump supporters will show up in fucking force to vote for her, and she'll be able to pull off some Democrats.
Not a chance.
She might be...
No.
Do you think it'll be Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
No, it won't be Cortez. I think Ivanka's not.
How long does she have until she can run?
She can run in 2024.
AOC?
Yep.
Okay. God, I hope it's not.
Suddenly it got real quiet in here, didn't it? Nobody wants to.
God.
She's not persuasive to us, but to her base, she is tremendously persuasive.
Yeah,
I
that's the
predict that
problem.
before the end of her life, she will. Before the end of her life, she might not make it to the presidency, but she will be the Democratic presidential nominee before the end of her life.
So
I guarantee it.
You know how everybody had the early signs of Trump derangement syndrome? They're like, I'll leave the country if he wins election. With AOC, I'll go. And when I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it. Like, I'm not going to be one of those bitches that flakes out at the last minute. Like, if I think that bitch is going to win, I am out. I'm going to Australia because the world's fucking going to blow up.
Dude, Australia's not even real.
God damn it. In the world flat,
it's not in the flat world map. I've seen it.
It's not. It's not even there. That's all on a fucking soundstage somewhere. And it's actually just like Puerto Rican islands, I think, that they use. And they're all actors. Nobody even lives there, man.
It's in South Dakota.
Chicken, you're already there.
I have one of those little bearded dragon things that come from there. So, yeah. I got the wildlife and everything. I'm sure I could sew a patch on my neighbor and make him hop around like a kangaroo.
There you go.
So, all right. Any other predictions for the coming decade, gentlemen?
Oh, okay. Tony, you got one? Oh, you just did one. First female president.
Yep.
And then we got, as much as I want to, like, I've looked into it. I don't think it's going to happen. I wanted to say flying cars. It's not going to happen just yet. That's going to be a while. With drone technology, we might start seeing a little bit more kind of some cool stuff with that, but I don't think it's going to be maybe life flights and stuff like that. Maybe more AI controlled robotics when it comes to instead of flying a helicopter to go save people, or if somebody's, falling down in a mountain, a skier's trapped or shit like that. I don't think you're going to see as many human pilots going into a lot of these scenarios. I think a lot of it is going to be more robotic and unmanned flights. We're going to see more and more and more of it. We're already starting to see some of it, but we're going to see it get bigger. They want to be able to carry heavy weights safely, beyond just a person, multiple persons if possible.
I was about to say, if any one of y'all is willing to sit on some of the first drone test flights, y'all be my guest. I have seen the Game Boys were more reliable back in the day than those fucking things. So no, I'm going to let somebody else take that hill and test that one. You're probably right, but
they'll figure it out.
I'll let somebody else take that hill. I'm a big guy. I might throw off pretty easily if I so I don't know about all that. Now, yes, for rescues, you might actually have something there. Really, I see the use of drone technology advancing in agriculture. We're using it to be able to scout fields with a lot more precision in a lot less time. If we can get to big load-bearing drones, we would probably be buying some that can carry loads of pesticides and herbicides. And God, you get camera technology to the point where it can identify where you need to apply a fungicide or a pesticide or a herbicide. Yeah, drone technology is going to be the next leap and bound in agriculture anyways. I don't know. Can't speak for any other industry, but you are correct in that one, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Natural disaster predictions.
Oh, fuck.
There will be some.
Yeah, no shit.
And people will blame it on climate change.
Yep.
Because it's easier to think that there's something you could have and can continue to do to maybe prevent it, rather than just realizing that Mother Nature is a cold-hearted bitch and she can take everything from you if she wants to.
That was about as vague and specific at the same time as you can get.
It's been a while since we've had a huge tornado. Let's go with that.
Tornado.
I like it. I mean, I don't, but that's what I'm going with.
Unfortunately, I think in the next decade, Cali might get the big one.
Yep.
And there hasn't been a good, hard, vicious West Coast hurricane in a while. So, unfortunately, sorry, California. I'm predicting. If I was a betting man, I do apologize, but I got on my prediction.
I think we get another Katrina type scenario, but bigger.
New Orleans getting kicked in the nuts again.
Yeah.
God, I really hope not, man.
I really hope not too, but
I'd really like to go visit that place before it's gone forever. But when I was a kid and I watched a documentary and it showed, here's the city of New Orleans, and then here's the ocean.
You're like, why? Why would you do that?
Yeah, that was my thought. Like, I don't know if you all know this. Eventually, the ocean will win. It always eventually wins. There's more ocean than there is city. So I don't know how to tell you this, guys. Yeah. So, but persist they do.
For now.
God damn. Good. Yeah, for now. For now. God, how would the rain not make you nervous?
Oh, fuck.
Freaking out every day.
Any other predictions for the coming decade?
Oh,
I don't have any.
Yeah. I think we finally get the full spectrum of the virtual sex that we were talking about several weeks ago.
You think so?
It's going to come full circle in the next 10 years, man. Like, we've been on the cusp for a while. I think it's coming, though. Like,
the porn
eventually,
industry will advance VR. Like, if anybody's going to do it, porn's going to be like, you know what? That's where we're going to make our money. Let's
it's
go.
like you guys had the episode about automation. I made this point. In the last year that they had data available, 20% of Western women and 30% of Western men had not had any sex within the last calendar year. And the porn industry has boomed in that exact same time. And so that does show that there are people that are turning to automation for their sex. I mean, that's, and so Tony, you do, Tony, you do have an interesting point there. And now this one, gentlemen, might not make it to the final cut, but one more prediction for the new decade.
Oh, shit.
And that is Tony G. Phil KOE will finally, once and for all, recapture the RXW World Heavyweight Championship. You heard me. You heard me.
Wow. That's a bold prediction, Phil. Completely
going
baseless,
to end
but it's bold.
Your title run that's been longer than the Fabulous Moolahs by like a couple of years now. Bringing it to an end, Tony. This decade.
That's a bold, baseless prediction.
In this decade.
It's like buying a lottery ticket. Like, there's a slight chance.
Oh.
So we're going to see Phil lace up them bootstraps one more time.
To finally set history right. So, and Chicken, we could certainly use the All-American champion there for a little bit of ringside, ring bell, whatever moral support.
Yeah, I can get drunk and record it.
Yes, excellent, excellent.
Appropriate.
It would be appropriate.
Now, all right, we'll clap it back and bring this one to a close, gentlemen. So,
hey, hold on, Phil. I got one more. This may or may not make the final cut. It depends on how you guys respond to it. So,
okay.
Phil, tell me what you know about Kwanzaa.
Oh, fuck.
Not much. I know that it's a holiday celebrated predominantly by African Americans in North America. I don't even know if it's that particularly popular over in Africa.
Yep. So
that's all I know. That's all I know about it.
That's more than most people know. So let me pull this up here. We're gonna go through the story of Kwanzaa real quick because I learned something this week.
Oh boy.
Oh boy is right. So it's celebrated between December 26th and January 1st. You are right, it is an African American culture, and it's based out of African American. So it was done here in 1966 in America, created this holiday.
Okay. So I got at least the general spirit of it, anyways.
Yep. So as American Black Power activist, this Maulana Karenga. Now, it goes through this whole thing, tells you what the holiday is, how it came to be, and it's really there's a couple of things in here that are a little disturbing to me. The whole idea was that this guy that started this said that Christianity was a white people religion and had no room for blacks. So I was like, okay, that's fucked up.
Nope. Christianity is founded by a Jew in the Middle East.
Exactly. So
there's almost no European connection to it whatsoever. So I've never understood that, actually. Yeah, like you would think that just culturally speaking, something like Mormonism would be way more popular.
Yeah. He also down here it says he believed Jesus was psychotic. He's got some pretty out there ideas.
Just saying.
So this is the founder
we're just
that's
saying
thinking
things
this.
now, okay?
Yep. So that's the founder that says this. Now, when you go to click on the founder, this is where shit gets
previously
interesting.
known as Ron.
Ron Karenga.
My name is Ron.
Tony, I can play that for you.
Thank you.
Just gonna ask, bro. I have it on button. So this the founder of Kwanzaa, who hates Jesus and thinks that Christianity is a white people religion. So this kind of goes through his history. He was formerly known as Ron Karenga.
Shut up, Melania. My name is Ron.
My name's Ron.
I had no idea this was started by a Black Panther activist.
Yep.
Really?
Interesting?
Like, why is that so heavily pushed? This is like a new. Like I thought, at least it was a little older than that, but no.
How many people you think celebrate Kwanzaa?
I have never met one.
Neither have I.
Like I've never even heard. Like Tony, you know someone who celebrates Kwanzaa?
No. I was talking about me. Obviously, I do.
And I've never even heard of someone that knows someone that does.
No.
Yes.
Now, what day is Kwanzaa on? Supposed to be?
It goes from December 26th till January 1st. Now, like what I've started looking up a couple other, like there's YouTube videos out there and a few other things where people will go and ask people, hey, tell me about Kwanzaa, and they can't fucking tell you anything about it. They're like, I celebrate Kwanzaa.
It does sound like a good excuse to take the rest of the year off.
Yeah.
Like Christmas is gone, and let's just no, we're just doing the rest of the year. Sorry.
Yeah. So it was done in 1966. Hallmark jumped on board in 1992. President Clinton jumped on board in 1997, I believe.
There it is, and that's why it's still part of our national consciousness. I was wondering, like, where did this come? Okay, so Bill Clinton, kind of.
Yep, he gave.
Oh, look at that Kwanzaa celebration! Ron looks so happy doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good look for your holiday photo.
All right, way to bring it full circle, man.
Wow.
Now get ready. Let's look a little bit deeper into this gentleman in his criminal history. Okay.
Oh no.
Yes, in 1971,
having been stripped and beaten with an electrical cord. she's
with a
the other one's-
karate baton. After being ordered to remove their clothes, she testified that hot soldering iron was placed on Miss Davis' mouth and placed against Miss Davis's face, and that one of her own big toes was tightened in a vice. Karenga, head of the U.S. Portion of this, so he's the founder of this, also put detergent and running hoses in their mouths. They also were hit in the heads with toasters.
Oh.
Wow. And this is a holiday we're supposed to think of as legitimate?
Yeah.
Okay.
The founder changed his name to Mualana Karenga.
I'm sure you would
that's
have
where
to change
most
your name
everybody.
after that shit. Yeah, you probably
Malana
would have
and
to change.
Abazetha Karenga.
Interesting.
Shut up, Maulana. Like, yeah,
Yep.
sorry. Wow.
Food for thought. Look it up, folks. Look into it yourself. That's crazy.
That's not good. Like, even those
Well,
stupid Gap
we don't know
commercial, remember, have a happy Chris Mahana Kwanzaa?
Yeah.
Like, the fact that they even threw Kwanzaa in next to Christmas and Hanukkah, I find very offensive.
It's fun to say.
But it's offensive as shit, considering it's just bullshit made up by a charlatan.
Yeah. So at the height of the religion, which is a Swahili word, so he stole it from East Africa or West Africa. I can't remember where Swahili is, but he stole the word to start this religion from there, and wanted to. The idea was 7 good ideas of celebrating the African, roots and whatnot. Overall, good idea, sure. But the founder is such a, like you said, charlatan.
Charlatan. Yeah, I mean, like, even like, I'm sure there are people who do have a very wonderful Kwanzaa, and I hope you have a wonderful Kwanzaa if that's what you celebrate. But this is something worthy of criticism. If the founder of the very holiday you're celebrating did these atrocities, to be frank, I mean, it's atrocious the things he did. I'm sorry. I mean, it does poison everything that person could have possibly done. It just does. And then when you show me the holiday picture of him standing there like this, it all makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like, he's just standing there looking so pissed off. Like, that's not, you don't need to look hard during a holiday celebration. My God. So, but, well.
I don't know. It goes deeper into conspiracy theories I have on indoctrinating the black youth.
Okay.
But
and
yeah.
Tony's
Good
out.
time to call.
Tony just gets up, walks out. Well, it's like, and at that point, Tony gets like, well, check it out. Look at the time. You have yourself up.
No, but at the height of Kwanzaa, it had 30, possibly up to 30 million members worldwide. In 2009, I was estimated to only have about 500,000 to maybe 2 million people, which is like 1 to 5% of the black population.
Is an exaggeration. The 500,000, you cannot find 500,000 people that celebrate Kwanzaa. I will bet money on it.
It's people that say they celebrate it, but they don't have any idea what they're celebrating.
Even that, like, I bet you cannot find 500,000 people that only celebrate Kwanzaa. Not Christmas, just Kwanzaa.
And most of them celebrate both if they do.
I was about to say, you ain't even going to find 100,000 that just celebrate only Kwanzaa.
The other article I read was it is widely celebrated by white people now.
Probably more. You could probably find 100,000 white people that only celebrate Kwanzaa, not Christmas. You would find more white people than any other group that celebrate only Kwanzaa.
Isn't it ironic a little bit, though, that like the whole thing was started because Christianity was white people? Like, I don't know.
Yep.
I'll leave it. I'll leave it. I can hear Tony sighing in the back of my head.
Tony's wanting to just.
Tony's like, fucking kill it. Cut.
See you guys.
Yep. Tony's like, out. Enjoy the Phil and Chicken show. I'm not even on this episode.
Christ. He really did leave, didn't he?
I think he might have actually taken off. Like,
this ain't going anywhere good.
No. Tony's thinking like, nope, I'm not getting featured on 4chan.
I saw something moving there. I think he's still around. He's coming.
Oh, Lord.
He's coming.
Hi! Get back here.
Get back here.
Back here,
Let's
fucker.
sign off on this damn
All right.
thing.
All
Hey,
right.
I'll give you a visual in case you don't want to keep this one. So
And that's when I got off.
oh. Wow, that story, incredible. It was a journey. It took me there. I felt like I was there, really, Tony. I mean, there's J.K. Rowling's, there's all those other authors, the dude who made the Dr. Seuss books, and you, in terms of storytelling.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So,
Phil,
all that being said,
Phil, recap what you learned today.
really grew as a person. Really grew. I learned that I'm pretty goddamn awesome. I learned that the decade has been a political shit show, but our coming decade has a lot of promise. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to documenting it and podcasting all of it, along with you two outlaw ne'er-do-well sons of bitches, Tony G and Chicken. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, the Tom Brady of wrestling podcasting, the Muhammad Ali of political podcasting, the man who will lead the podcasting nation into the next decade, Phil KOE. Gentlemen, I'm signing it off and handing it off to you, and I will see you in the next decade.
Awesome. Thanks, Phil. Tony, any what'd you learn tonight? What are your final thoughts?
I learned that nothing is true and everybody's wrong, regardless what color tie you wear. And if you try to so much as sit in the middle of the aisle, you're a fucking idiot and everybody hates you. Why wouldn't more people want to be involved in politics? I don't get it.
Wow. This is a really good outlook.
Right?
Made me feel better about myself.
Yeah.
This is so
That's what I'm
uplifting.
here for. That's what I'm here for.
For me, I didn't talk about it on the podcast, I guess, but I did do some research this week. And no time in our history have we ever been more prosperous as a race of people, whether you're white, black, whatever color you are. We are more wealthy. We have less starvation. We have longer rates of or whatever age or living, whatever. This is the best time to be alive ever as a human species as we know it. So quit your bitching. Sure, whatever. If you're gonna yell at somebody, yell at Trump. Whatever, he can take it. He's a big boy.
Yell at me. I need the clicks. So
yeah, there you go.
Come on,
Yell at
bring the
us.
yells here.
Yell at all of us. Fuck it.
We'll take the clicks. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
I didn't learn anything new about the presidential debates. I didn't learn anything new about Greta. I didn't learn anything new about Biden.
Dare you?
How dare you? Yes. I didn't learn a whole lot talking through the debate, other than I still have a lot of fun just shooting the shit, going back and forth. And I learned we'll never make an uneditable version with Phil on here because we always have something.
Yeah.
We always have a path.
Sorry,
Sorry,
ladies and gentlemen. There's
always a path that Phil ends up going like this. Okay, and
yep. But there is some stuff that's just too hot for you too. So maybe we can put some of that on the Patreon if they really want to get into the deep and dirty of the Dog and Chicken Show.
Yep. All right. So that wraps it up for 2019. This is the last episode of the Dog and Chicken Show for the fiscal year and the end of the decade. Appreciate you guys tuning in. It's been a great 6 months so far of us. It's been 6 months, right, Tony? 7?
Yeah. God.
Fuck, I can't remember.
Yep.
Well,
we're into our second year of the Dog and Chicken Show.
52 weeks in a year, and we've done 31 episodes, so more like 29 weeks, give or take.
something like that. So yeah, a little over half a year. So now looking forward to awesome 2020 and the next decade. So that's all I got. Appreciate you all. Love you. Bye. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
I will not say Happy Kwanzaa.
Later, y'all.